Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Wrestling is Cool podcast. Another episode, another week, another day closer to WrestleMania 41. And I like wrestling and you like wrestling and everyone watching likes wrestling except John Cena wants to ruin that thing for you. Sancho, how are you?
What happened to your boy, man? The golden child. He's gone broke. Don't do... Oh, look at that toy belt.
It's all because of the spinner belt. Because of jabronis like you and everyone in the world that watches this podcast not appreciating what a beautiful piece of technology the spinner belt was. And now John Cena, all of these years later, has learned and used you as guinea pigs, as an experiment, and he knows what triggers you. He knows how to push your buttons, and the best way to ruin wrestling for you is to take away the sacred thing that you love, championship belts, history, lineage, and now he's going to take the title and retire with it and ruin wrestling for all of us. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Wrestling is Cool podcast, coolest wrestling podcast on the planet. You could have been getting this podcast 3 days earlier than everywhere else over on the Patreon.
God, this is how it's going to be for this entire road to Mania with you and John Cena.
Buddy, get ready. Get ready. You could be getting this podcast 3 days earlier than everywhere else over on patreon.com/Santi's app, where you could get not just the podcast, but the Raw reviews, the SmackDown reviews, and so much more extra content that never gets uploaded to free channels like YouTube. So go check it out. For $5, you get every piece of content that we do. Sancho, you can already tell the energy, the vibe of this. Ooh, dude, it's like whenever I come into an episode when LA Knight does something big, I have to have like 3 cups of coffee to deal with you. Now it's going to be like this for you every episode. I'm going to ruin podcasting for you.
Oh, no. I do like this John Cena. He's diabolical. He's menacing. You know what he reminds me of? He reminds me of Magneto. You remember that? You ever seen the X-Men 97 Magneto? He's so pompous, so arrogant. He's so like ahead of you, and you feel like, man, who is this guy? This guy feels like he's read me like a book.
And you still can't say he's wrong.
I know. That's
the cool thing about Magneto. Yeah, it's so true.
Yeah.
It is a really unique character. He even said it himself, right? He said that how does it feel to have somebody point the mirror at you, to finally realize what like idiots you are and how useless you are, and that the only place where you can find any sort of worth is here cheering for me. Like, dude, it is diabolical what the things that this John Cena is saying. He even roasted the poor kid again.
I did like that he said it's the WWE is part of it, that the WWE capitalized on it, that the WWE knows exactly what they're doing. And he's like, I didn't make him a meme. You did. Y'all made him a meme. I'm just here doing my job type of vibe. Isn't it wild to think that John Cena looks great in muted colors? I'm like, ooh, that's his best fit that he has, that black and gold type of vibe, or the dark navy. I was like, ooh, John Cena's his heel era. He's looking great. That merch is looking good.
He's got new merch as well that isn't about the retirement tour, that says the last real champion, because that's the other thing that he said that he wants to be. Because as I mentioned with the spinner belt, one of the I guess pieces of evidence in this social experiment that John Cena says he's been running for the past 20 years is that one of the things that made us the most angry and the most hate-filled was when he took the traditional WWE championship belt and turned it into the spinner belt, turned it into this toy, removed what was the perceived physical manifestation of legacy in professional wrestling and all of our memories and all of the things that we cherish in professional wrestling. And in an attempt to give us something new, he accidentally ruined wrestling for us. But now he's going to do it on purpose by once again taking the championship, but not replacing it with a toy, but this time just taking it away entirely and retiring. It's funny because this is a tale as old as time. This type of story has been told time and time again in professional wrestling, in WWE as well, with different nuances. Here it's a legend retiring, but we had it at Money in the Bank 2011 with CM Punk, with John Cena being the guy trying to prevent CM Punk from taking away the history and the legacy of the WWE Championship. This story, this type of narrative, Sancho, I've never seen it not work. Literally in every wrestling organization that I've seen them do this angle where I'm the bad guy, I'm taking the championship somewhere else, whether it's I'm retired with it, I'm going to a different organization with it, whatever it might be, it works every time. I think it's just wrestling comfort food to protect the wrestling lineage and heritage that a belt has. I think it's just almost like an innate response, like breathing. The wrestling fans just want to flock to that, and it always lands.
Well, it's also a trope in all these superhero type of movies where like the hero that built up the thing that they're protecting eventually wants to tear it down because it's wrong, right? I always feel like that's so relatable in that aspect too. I'm surprised though that the WWE has figured out how to make Cody a good guy against John Cena by letting Cody protect the WWE, the soul of the WWE. And what's also fun as well is that it protects his father in a different way because his father sacrificed himself to the thing that's pro wrestling. And who is the guy that is like a big focal point of pro wrestling? Dusty Rhodes, man. Dusty Rhodes loved pro wrestling, knew how to book pro wrestling, eat, sleep, breathe pro wrestling. And who is a bastion to defend it? His son, Cody Rhodes, against who? This evil entity of John Cena, who is hell-bent on destroying the one thing that we love that, according to him, is an experience that he created. So imagine in the lore of John Cena, he went into wrestling to do an experiment on us to figure out what makes us tick, and then he's figured it out. He figured out what exactly we're going to say, how we're going to react. And like I mentioned, dude, this dude's Magneto, man. He's scary.
So basically, John Cena's entire career, it's just a prank, bro. It's just a prank.
I mean, just think about the way he's been on social media, and we've been saying this for like almost like 5-10 years now. He's just so off base, off-putting. It feels like he's looking down on us with his ways because he's so high and mighty, but not. He never did it in a very heel way or an arrogant way. He did it in a very physiological way. You know, I can't really put the words in it. You know what I mean?
Well, it's funny because whether it's intentional or not, his social media pages have felt like a social experiment, haven't they?
I know.
Right?
Yes.
They felt. I mean, right down to his Instagram bio, like these pictures are for your interpretation. It almost feels like a scientist behind the glass taking notes and seeing how we interpret these pictures. I'm gonna just tell you right now, Cena, there was only one way to interpret Drake the Snake Roberts.
Don't say it. Every time you bring that up, I also wonder as well, is like the last tweet he wrote is when we understand that we are good enough as we are and we are worthy of love, and the power that anyone thinks that we have to change that perspective exists only because of our allowance. Ooh. Again, wrestling is cool early to the shenanigans of John Cena. But look at you. You're not against it. You want to see John Cena burn it to the ground?
No, I want to see John Cena. I want to see John Cena almost burn it to the ground.
It's a simple yes or no, Santi. Do you want to see John Cena ruin wrestling forever? It's a yes or no, Santi.
Not forever, no, but I want him to ruin it for a little bit. I want him to ruin it for a little bit. I do want him to win at WrestleMania. I personally believe that it would be a missed opportunity to not make this new big bad the top of the food chain of the WWE. I think it's a little bit maybe lost in translation because he almost made it sound like he was going to win and retire, but we know that he still has almost a whole year left beyond WrestleMania with dates like Backlash confirmed, SummerSlam, and up until December. We still have like 20-something dates confirmed for John Cena. So do I want to see him win? Do I want to see him ruin wrestling? Kinda, a little bit. But I also do want to see the story of his comeuppance. And more than anything, I want to see his story of his redemption as well. There is where, to me as a John Cena fan, the nugget is. The fish hook is in me. Because the fish hook isn't just leading me to, I want to see only John Cena destroy the WWE. I want to see the full arc. I want to see the full circle moment. I want to see how John Cena comes back to the good side. At least I hope that he does. That is where I'm being guided. That to me is where the fascination lies, not just in John Cena bad equals good. I want to see the whole thing play out, and I want to see how John Cena comes back to the good side.
You do understand that John Cena is Anakin Skywalker, right? And he just destroyed all the younglings. Did you see him mugging all the kids in the
What is
arena?
that, Order 66? Is that what it's called? Yeah, man.
It's Order 66, dude. I'm waiting for him to do Order 66.
Prison mean mug that kid in the entrance.
Right?
He really, really did. But hey, Darth Vader had his come to Jesus moment. He took out Emperor Palpatine. So, and that was pretty hype. That was one of the more hype moments in Star Wars history, bro, when he took out Palpatine. Now imagine he takes out the final boss and he lays his body on the line to maybe help Cody Rhodes defeat the final boss. How hype that would be. That is what the John Cena fans that refuse to let go, the delusional ones like me, that's what we're looking forward to, because I still, to a degree, feel uncomfortable seeing heel John Cena. It's not what I'm used to. Am I entertained by it? Sure, but it's not what I want to root for. That's not what I want to root for. I want to root for.
No, you are rooting for it. Look at you.
Stop it! You can't just add "look at you" and then all of a sudden be right.
I am right. I am right. This longest time I've been telling you, John Cena is a heel. He went into the chamber and you're like, no, he deserves it. 20 plus years of the business. He deserves it. You need to learn how to eat your stew, my friend. Just This is the grave you dug, man. Now
it's pretty cozy. It's the best thing in wrestling right now. It's
the best thing in wrestling, but it's missing a lot of pieces.
Oh,
a lot of pieces, and I'm waiting for the pieces to fall into place. Because that's what I'm seeing right now. It's like I've seen a jigsaw puzzle that's incomplete. Maybe John Cena is Jigsaw. Dude,
they canceled Saw 11.
Isn't that a shame? Why?
It is. Saw 10 was good. Saw 10 was good. I really like the Saw franchise. I'll stand by this. Saw is one of the best thrillers that I've ever seen. I recommend the original Saw to non-horror fans. Go watch it.
It's a good one. What wrestler would survive Saw?
Ooh, great question. I think Sami Zayn would virtue signal until he got out. Is this what you want, Jigsaw? Is this what you want? My leg severed. Is this what you want?
And then I woke up and I was in a bathtub. And let me tell you something. I'm gonna get out of here.
Thank you, Jigsaw. I appreciate my life now.
I'm Braun Strowman. I'm getting out of this place. I don't belong here. I'm the monster amongst men. Dude, remember that part in Saw 2 where that guy just broke through the puzzle? He just didn't want to deal with it. He was just like, oh, you need to find this. He just threw the other guy in there to find, like, jeez, dude.
Crazy. That's what Braun Strowman would do. He's like, Sancho, I'm Braun Strowman. Get in there.
Oh, God, dude. Oh, man. What a great idea. That's what I wish the WWE would lean more into. We'll get more into the silliness because I think wrestling is, in fact, silly. But going back to John Cena, like I mentioned, the missing puzzles. Of course, the biggest missing puzzle is he going to ever say anything to Cody? Now, I'm gonna kind of lay the ground here for a bit, Santi, just for a second. Tiffy and Charlotte is an example of people not playing fair in the sense of not sharing the stage, not being a good improv partner, all right? An improv partner, you got to, yes, the common thing is the yes and things, right? But if one person is not necessarily playing along with you, the other person's going to look dumb. Charlotte is not letting Tiffy run her over or in any way. And because of that, Tiffy, the babyface in the situation, who's supposed to be put over, is looking very dumb, right? John Cena, by not saying anything, is at least letting Cody get a leg up in this race. Because if John Cena, which we all know who's capable of, would just lay down his might immediately, then this feud goes nowhere. But I think two things. John Cena is letting Cody at least get a moment in the sun until he comes around. And two, John Cena is not giving us what we want still. What do we want, John? We want to see you obliterate Cody because we know that's what you're good at. And we know you could do that in a few words. But he's still not giving us what we want. Because what do we deserve, Santi?
Nothing.
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 What do we get? Ooh, what do we get? Ooh, what do we get?
I'm still laughing about all these wrestlers in jigsaw traps. That's so funny, man. There's something there. There's something there that we need to explore a little bit further. Listen, I am 100% on board with what you're saying. I do believe that there are pieces missing, and and the thing is that we all know what the next piece is, which is the actual conversation between Cena and Cody Rhodes. What we've been getting is honestly not. It's a fancier version of video packages at each other. It's basically been Cena says something, Cody says something, but they aren't intertwined. There is no conversation between the two. The two promos could have happened asynchronously at different times of the night and nothing would have changed. That's how I see what's happened so far between Cody Rhodes and John Cena. The next step is the actual conversation for it to take place. I'm actually fine, by the way, with this having no violence on the lead up to it, because honestly, WWE, a company that is built on portraying violence is really bad at it recently with portraying violence outside of matches with the pull away brawls, right?
Wait. Brawl. Oh, pull away. Stinger splash. Stinger splash. Wait. Oh, here we go. Oh God, Stinger splash, Santi. Oh my God, this is getting chaotic. Someone stop these people. I'm sure Santi has broken his computer in the process. That's a big man doing a Stinger splash on the
every episode.
Chair.
They've gotten really bad at portraying violence.
Okay? You're kind of winded there.
I ran, bro. I Stinger splashed you. I Stinger splashed you, brother. That was right at you.
And then they have that. My favorite is when the face is like through the ropes, getting pulled apart and being held back by the producers and referees. Yes, you're right. Their violence is creative, but continue. John and Cody, no violence.
Yeah, I'm down with no violence, and it's to me pretty clear that Cena is keeping his thoughts on Cody Rhodes to himself right now because it is what we want. When you listen at both of his promos, he didn't mention Cody Rhodes. He only mentioned Cody Rhodes in the first promo when the crowd mentioned Cody Rhodes, and it was very, very brief, right? He called him the new toy. Right? That's all he did, but he hasn't actually talked to Cody Rhodes or talked at Cody Rhodes. It's all been talking about his thoughts on the fans and what he's going to do to the fans. The feud right now, Sancho, in essence, is John Cena versus the WWE Universe, not John Cena versus Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes, and from his perspective, it's Cody Rhodes versus John Cena, but Cena isn't giving him that. Cena isn't giving him the pedestal to be able to say, yeah, this is between us. Cena sees us as the villain here of his tale, and I don't know how much longer they can carry that for. I at some point, right, we need to have the actual conversation and confrontation between those two, because Cena, by the way, is not confirmed for every Raw between now and WrestleMania. I think
they're just milking that European money, dude.
I think so too. Yeah. Oh, nosebleeds for €800 to hear John Cena make fun of you. Yeah, you're gonna pay that. Thank you, Belgium. Thank you, Glasgow. Wherever it is that we go. God, the ticket prices are just absurd. There is a very natural next step that they need to take. Will they take it? I mean, logic says yeah, but this whole thing is devoid of logic to a degree because it's already upside down. We're already in Bizarro land with Cena as a heel. So anything is really up for grabs. Anything is fair game. If they decide to just do this asynchronous feud, it would be weird, but would it be more weird than Cena as a heel? No. But I do want them to talk.
True. I do want them to talk as well. It kind of reminds me of the feud with Kendrick and Drake. Remember when Kendrick made one song and then Drake just bombarded him with a whole bunch? And then Kendrick just sat back, just waiting because he had the ultimate ace up his sleeve. And then he released Not Like Us. So that's what John Cena is waiting. He's just sitting here waiting. All right, go ahead, Cody. Keep talking. I'm just going to keep waiting. And then I'm going to hit you the hardest. And I think that's going to be that's to me is like, all right, that's the next node that I'm looking for, the next launch point. And I keep looking at John Cena's timeline. There's no difference between heel or good guy here. Now we're adding it. This is what a heel is saying. So it just feels very pompous.
And again, now our interpretation.
It
how
is
we
our
interpret things.
interpretation.
What my question to you is, where was I going with this? Yeah, so you kind of hit it on the head, like with the John Cena being this heel human Cena. I think it's very interesting that we are still referring to him as heel John Cena when
He hasn't changed.
He hasn't. The only thing that's changed is his perception of the fans. He hasn't changed any other aspect of his demeanor, his look, his music. And I know that we kind of talked about it last week, but I still find that so fascinating. I really do. I find it so so different to see, like imagine Elmo, bro, having a crash out and still going out there the next week saying hi, but then just telling only the viewers that they suck.
I hate you. Whoa, Elmo.
Elmo, what are you doing?
I'm picking up some dirty power on your end. I know you're moving around things, but you might want to look at your cord. I don't know. I hear it. There's a slight buzz when you get excited. When you're out there politicking for your boy John Cena, which I have to mind you, there is one wrestler that is actually doing their job at being a heel, and that's Naomi. I know we'll get more into that later, but did you see what Naomi did to Jade Cargill? Actually putting boots to faces out there as a heel. Do you understand that's what heels are supposed to do?
Good
and
stuff.
not walk out with your little bitty towel and placing it down on the mat and just spitting out gibberish out to us and lambasting us. Nah, Naomi wearing the caution tape outfit like Owen Hart, going out there doing your thing. You out there, you know what? John Cena reminds me of Willy Wonka, dude, just is spouting nonsense. He tells like, you know what? You get nothing. No, that's not what I get. I get the chocolate factory that I paid for, sir, that me and my grandpa Joe came into this chocolate factory to enjoy your time. And you're out here going to be mad at me because we drank your fizzy lifting drinks and you're going to kick me out? Nah, that ain't happening. Give me the keys to the kingdom. I'm the good boy Charlie here, okay? You can't out here you hating on the children, John. What's wrong with you? You used to make wishes. Now you break wishes. You suck. Period. Exclamation point. Signed, sealed, delivered. Post, reposted. Whatever you want to say, John Cena sucks.
And I'm just here for the ride, Vivi. How about you just sit down and let John take you on this ride?
Okay. You said it. When he's going to talk about The Rock? Someone has to call him out on this piece because that's the other missing piece. Is like, I love you, John. You're high and mighty, and I love this trailblazing that you're doing here. It's fascinating, cerebral, diabolical. It's very Magneto-ish. But why did you sell your soul to The Rock? For what? Are you using The Rock? Are you the mastermind behind it, that you're just leveraging The Rock's power? Or does The Rock have something on you? Is The Rock the one that created your house rules that everyone has to be in bed by 7 p.m. and dressed to the nines to eat dinner and not ruin have coasters and not ruin his little stone?
Here is like the thing with that. I'm trying, because we haven't heard Cena talk about it. I'm trying to make sense of it with what evidence I have, right? And unfortunately, the evidence that I have makes it make no sense. If Cena's goal is to take away the WWE Championship and ruin wrestling, why would the final boss, The Rock, want that? If he's the board of directors, if he completely is dependent on WWE doing well, why would The Rock align with those goals? That doesn't really connect and doesn't really compute. So that's why I need that explanation too. I think it would be a disservice if we don't get something between The Rock, Cena, and Cody Rhodes out there, whether it be at Mania itself or in the lead up to it. I personally would like to see it in the lead up to it. I'd like to turn that page on the story and understand the motivations of the bad guys in this saga here. Like, you mentioned Darth Vader. All along, Darth Vader's strings were being pulled by Emperor Palpatine. We need to understand a little bit more about Emperor Palpatine in this situation, and The Rock as well, and how the relationship between The Rock and John Cena exists in the first place. I do want to know that. I don't want that to be left to interpretation, because I do believe it's such a narrative piece to this saga that we're watching that leaving it to the interpretation of the viewer would just be wrong.
Well, that's a great question here. You see, when I, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, play the final
God
boss,
damn
I
it.
really do feel that it brings an essence to the ring that has never been seen before. I don't know if you know this, but I grew up in this business, and my dad was, Rocky, the Soul Man Johnson, great guy. And, this is what wrestling is, and this is what it could be, and that's what I really do enjoy, what TKO can bring. And when sales of Terramana is at an all-time high alongside Papa Tui, boy, that is business. And I want what's best for business, and that's John Cena. Soul.
Answered like The Rock said absolutely nothing.
Like, what'd you say? Dog, I cannot be in those rooms, man. I applaud Malcolm. I applaud Denise and everybody that does that, goes in Chris Van Vliet that could go in there, but it's like, how can you not go like, guys, like, what are we doing here?
You think you're brave enough to hit The Rock with a come on? Do you think you got the balls to hit him with a hey, come on, man.
Hey, Sancho West, Rest of the School podcast. Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Come on. What are you doing here, dude? I don't know, man. I can't believe it. But yeah, dude, The Rock's a missing piece, and we just have to wait for that ride to get here, and that's not fun for me, Santi, because I want it now, like Veruca Salt. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's a really Wonka episode, folks. Strap in.
A lot of Willy Wonka references here. Apparently, we're no longer on the Dark Knight Rises train. We're on the Willy Wonka train, it seems.
Yes, we are.
All right, let's move on here. Do you want to talk about Grande Americano or Jey Uso next? What do you want to talk about?
I love that this is a debate, right? Yeah. Normally we go Jey Uso, right? We need to talk about Grande Americano, dude. That guy is something special. That guy is, I can't believe people didn't know who he was. This guy's a legend.
Absolute casuals that have never watched anything outside of the WWE. You don't know about...
Open up your...
Come on.
Broaden your horizons.
Expand your brain. Come on.
You didn't see border.
You didn't see him in the G1 Climax all those years ago?
Did you see him main eventing this Tokyo Dome, brother?
Dude, just quick Google search, man. Google it.
Google it. Why do you think Starbucks named so many drinks after this guy? Right?
Dude, that guy's been... The reason why he hasn't joined WWE is because of all of the royalties he's been making off of the Starbucks drink.
And Vince McMahon.
Vince McMahon. He didn't want to work with Vince. He just did not want to work with Vince. And understandable. A legend of this caliber.
Triple H is attracting new talent, and Triple H knows ball. He knows ball.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Okay, so it sounds like we've decided to talk about Grande Americano.
Sure. Let's talk about Grande Americano.
So we have new WWE superstar Grande Americano. Some people still believe that it's Chad Gable. Kind of weird considering Chad Gable was sick.
He was sick.
Yep, he goes out and, thanks to the politicking of Chad Gable, is able to debut on Monday Night Raw in Chad Gable's absence. And what was a admittedly fantastic match between him and Dragon Lee. Great.
Made Dragon Lee look like $1 million.
I know. That's what Grande Americano does, buddy. He makes everyone look amazing. But there is a big social conversation with Grande Americano, man. What are you thinking about, like, when you see this narrative in this conversation that this is a very insulting character, Sancho?
I don't know. It's multi-nuanced conversation, of course, and you could have those opinions if you feel, but I think this is a very surface level character, and it's meant to not only poke fun at Chad Gable, but it's meant to poke fun at previous gimmicks of this past of WWE. If like the Patriot, or no, like when what was it? Mr. America,
brother.
Right. So it's poking fun at that aspect. Even the Ezekiel, Elijah, all that kind of stuff. Elias, like all that. You're who you are. I'm not messing around. It's the same kind of thing, but it's just amplified because there is some silliness to it that involves some light politics. And I absolutely love that he's from Gulf of America. I think it's the perfect place for him to be. It sounds so ridiculous that someone's from Gulf of America that it works so well for Grande Americano. If you did not know that this occurred in American politics, that they renamed Gulf of Mexico to Gulf America, you would think that the WWE made up Gulf of America for this character. That's how crazy it is. I love that they went there. I talked about it before. It's like a little light politics goes a long way in the WWE, and this is literally like a salt and pepper type of situation that add a little flavor to Chad Gable, or alleged Chad Gable character here, the luchador. But at the same time, you have to think about where it fits in the story. Chad Gable has been destroyed by luchadors for this entire time, goes to Mexico, learns the ways of the dark arts of luchador, right? And becomes becomes a luchador wrestler in Grande Americano. Dumb, hilarious. It's allegedly. It's the same thing with Nacho Libre type of thing, right? Hilarious in that aspect too. My absolutely thing that I think is the best thing that people don't understand is that he's supposed to be a triggering character to get in a response from you, even to the point where his vignette was all AI, like literally all AI, allegedly. And it was so done perfectly because in my mind, all right, this is a character where Chad Gable, it was probably asked, hey, Grande Americanos come out. Do you have a vignette package for him? And Chad Gable's like, oh no, I don't. ChatGPT, a lot of things, of images of Americano stuff. And he threw that video package together. I love that the song itself is some stupid Yankee Doodle type of song, but it's been
mariachi style.
Mariachi style. And I just love it, dude, because it's a good way to, at the end of the day, we know he's gonna get unmasked at some point, and who knows, it could be Chad Gable. And if it was, it'll make everything of this agitation, this friction, worth it in my mind, right? Because I always look for the end game. It's not as offensive. It's not as egregious as JBL at the border hunting down people. Like that has been in the past of WWE.
Yeah, the Mexicools riding in lawnmowers.
Like, come on.
You guys are getting the perspective of Latinos here. I'm just telling you guys, as a Latino, you're allowed to enjoy this. We're not offended. You're allowed to enjoy this. Look, what I thought was hilarious about this is the fact that they made it seem like he's been in the wrestling business for decades. And he's from the Gulf of America, which is like 2 months old. That's why that's funny. It's not supposed to be WWE showing that they support some side of the political spectrum. Maybe people within WWE do, but this show that we're watching, it's not that. It's supposed to shine a light on the ridiculousness of society today. That's always what wrestling has been since its inception. It is shining a light on the goofiness of certain things going on in the world, real world politics, real world pop culture, and it goes as far back as to things being actually offensive, things that have actually crossed the line, things that have led to death threats, like, for example, Sergeant Slaughter all of a sudden becoming an Iraqi sympathizer during the Gulf War. This is the most simplistic, surface-level, non-offensive thing ever. Now, mind you, I'm not American, so I don't have the sensitivity to American politics like many of our viewers might have, or just wrestling fans in general. So I mean, as a Latino from Canada, I'm like, oh, that's just funny. That's silly. That is dumb. That is ridiculous. And that's as far as it goes. To me, that's as far as it goes. It's just stupid. And it's meant to be stupid. And to try and unpeel some political layers under it, I really think that you're just going to find nothing. I think that there's nothing under these layers that you think exists. I think it's just maybe Chad Gable under a mask and under that layer, allegedly.
Well, I mean, that's the thing about wrestling is I mentioned in the previous podcast of like, what if Chelsea Green leaned into the Canadian United States thing a little bit more, like a little harder? Where would that lead? What kind of conversations would they have? It's clear to me that they want to have Chad Gable showcase. And I think what it is Chad Gable showcasing that he can wrestle any style. And I think that's awesome for Chad Gable to find a vehicle to express himself in a luchador way. Because, or allegedly, because Grande Americano, phenomenal wrestler. We're talking about strength. We're talking about agility. We're talking about the ability to do some crazy things. They literally did a suplex off the hardest part of the ring, which is the apron, if you don't know.
Dude, one of the things that I said in the Raw review, available exclusively on Patreon, is like, how many times for like years has that spot been teased? The German suplex to the outside from the apron, and they never do it. Bro, they did it. They actually did it in this with a crazy suplex. Nastiest bump of the night, in my opinion.
The backdrop to the turnbuckle, that was nasty.
Yeah.
And then the heinous nature of Grande Americano. I don't know how. I don't know who he studied with, but he crossed the line by removing a luchador mask. People want to talk about the Gulf America thing. No, they're forgetting the biggest red flag that he did is rip the other luchador. You don't do that, my friend.
Especially as a luchador, you do not do that.
That is heinous thing to do.
Absolutely heinous. Let's maybe try and I mean, I'll give you my interpretation of maybe what the story is, right? I think what he learned when he went to Mexico, allegedly, if it was Chad Gable, is that the power of the luchador comes in the mask. So he's interpreting that as, I'm going to wear a mask and take off your mask. I'm going to gain power and you're going to lose power. That's my interpretation of him deciding allegedly to wear a mask and now going so far as to take off the mask of the other luchadors. Because what happened the second that Dragon Lee lost his mask?
He got pinned.
Submitted, actually.
Yes.
Submitted.
Same thing with Ray.
Exactly. I think that's right now with what I have. That's what I'm choosing to interpret at the moment. I'm choosing to also not get angry over this.
Do you think it's the same as if you remove the mask of a shy guy, Mario? You think he would just go like,
ooh, yeah, maybe he gets real shy.
He gets real. All luchadors are just shy.
Yes.
I think like the biggest thing as well is, I mean, the end is going to be the comeuppance. I think what I'm hoping for to be the most exciting thing, and I'm on my hands and knees here. I'm begging you, Santi. I'm begging you with your knowledge of the script of the WWE, all that is holy, Santi. Have Grande Americano plead to join the LWO. That would be the best thing ever. I would love this to the end of days if that he just showed up on Ray's doorstep and he was like, please, I want to join LWO. It is my birthright. I want all this because it's the perfect way to make fun of the WWE just putting all luchadors in the LWO.
Can I write part of the script for you?
Sure.
Okay, he's with LWO. He's pleading exactly like you're saying. And then Ray says, but you're not Latino. And then he turns and looks at Joaquin. Neither is he. You've already made an exception.
It's going to be great, dude, because I think it's going to be awesome, man. I think like the in-ring is really cool to see more luchador. It's at the bottom line, it's more luchador wrestling. It's being platformed with Chad Gable, well, allegedly Chad Gable as Grande Americano. I think Grande Americano, IC title.
Dude,
would it be crazy if Grande Americano wins? Would it be crazy if he wins and he has to be Grande Americano because Grande Americano is the IC title holder?
Oh man, that reminds me of like an episode of Friends where Chandler has to pretend to be this other guy because this other guy thinks that his name is one thing and he's been thinking that's his name for like years.
Oh yeah.
So he's just like, this is just me now.
Or like
it's too far. Yeah, Costanza has a thing like that as well.
Because he has a cane and he got hired and they gave him the private bathroom for the he has to pretend the entire time. That'd be a cool thing. Like there's so many options that can go off it, but at the end of the day, it's something exciting that I will look forward to. And it's a silly start that it's gonna have a very impactful ending, which is fun, dude. That's what wrestling should be. We talked about this proverbial ride that we all should shut up and listen on, but there needs to be some turns. There needs to be some loop-the-loops on that bad boy. You know what I mean? Give me thrilling results. And having the WWE go all in on Grande Americano with music, vignettes, this ring gear looks amazing with the tassels on it and the fringe on it, to moveset, like all that stuff, I absolutely adore it. And I wish that they Def Rebel Grande Americano. I wish he changes the song next week to a Def Rebel type song. Like, gracias! And then he comes out. Like, it's like, again, he's a great vehicle for us, all our criticisms on the WWE and the way they treat luchadors and the way they treat music and all that stuff, he's a great vehicle for that, and that gets me excited.
Yeah, this to me, when I see people trying to be like they're ruining Chad Gable or they're trying to take the story too seriously, this to me, when I see that, to me, it's the equivalent of seeing somebody trying to, why isn't Dumb and Dumber an Oscar worthy movie? They're trying to dissect it, right? Like they're trying to take something that is clearly satire and dumb and try to bring it into the world of logic and normalcy and realism, and it doesn't work. It does, like when you try to do that, it doesn't work. For God's sake, they showed him in an AI vignette in like the 50s, bro. In the 50s wrestling from the Gulf of America, and you're trying to make sense of this and you're trying to look too deep into this. It's stupid. This is Dumb and Dumber. This is Pet Detective Ace Ventura levels of goofy. You're supposed to enjoy the goofiness of this, not try and bring this into the world of logic.
Because what's going to be awesome is going to be Ray versus Grande Americano at Mania.
Yes. Oh my God, it's going to be so good. This is supposed to be, everyone is in on it. Everyone understands what's going on. Even Ray and Dragon Lee's like, are you kidding me? Oh, how do you realize this is Chad Gable, right? That's the story of it. Everyone is in on it except the powers that be. It's supposed to be dumb.
Oh man, I wish Triple H was more of a character on screen because he would play into the dumbness.
Oh, dude, you know what they needed to tweet out? The Grande Americano handshake with Triple H with the point.
Yes.
They missed that opportunity. That would have been so funny. That would have been so funny. Somebody needed to be in Triple H's ear to say that, because that's a missed opportunity. Because that was a debut, and he does that with all debuts.
Oh my God, go back, Triple H. Yeah. Go back in time. Go ask Elon Musk. Maybe there's a time machine that you can get into. Do you believe in time travel?
I do. I think that time travel is absolutely a thing. We see it with the concept of light. The fact that we look out into space and we're seeing light from minutes, years, light years ago. So clearly there is a concept of being able to see the past, but not necessarily being able to impact it. I believe you can see we know we can see the past. I don't know that we can ever impact the past.
Because we see the sun and the stars, and that's technically the past.
That's the past. So we have proof of being able to time travel in a way, being able to see into a time that isn't our own. We have it. I just don't know that we'll ever be able to impact it.
You think green shirt guy is that guy? He's a time traveler? I mean, he is there at every important moment in modern day WWE.
Okay, you know what's funny? Okay, so one of the things that I've noticed is that I feel like there's been multiple green shirt guys throughout our lifetimes, and we're only just noticing green shirt guy. So I'm doing, for those that maybe are listening to this on YouTube or on Spotify, one of the things that I'm doing on Patreon is the Undertaker WrestleMania match watch along. So I'm watching every single Undertaker match from WrestleMania starting at Mania 7 to Mania 36. I am in the holy stretch. Right? Yeah. The Batista, Edge, both Shawn Michaels, both Triple H, CM Punk. At all of those matches, the holy stretch of Taker, there is a guy in an orange Cavs jersey in the same seat in the front row of all of those WrestleManias. And maybe that was that era's green shirt guy, but we didn't really notice until we saw a guy with a smiley green shirt that's kind of unforgettable. But there's orange shirt Cavs guy. The ones on the Patreon, they know that I've been pointing him out every single Taker match watch along.
Did you notice that I Hate Cena guy shirt was in that vignette?
Yeah.
What a crazy pop for him, right?
Yeah, man. Good times. Good times. Where were we? We talked about Grande Americano. I've been calling him Toto Americano. Sorry. Casual. No, actually, no, not casual. Toto Americano was his name outside of WWE. WWE needs to trademark everything. You know how it is. Merchandise. They want to keep the rights. This is his WWE name. For those that don't know, he's been Toto Americano around the world. This is his WWE name. This is, he got WWE'd. That's how it is, brother. Do you want to do business in here? You want to do business in the big leagues? We need to have your trademark.
Reminds me of my brother. He changed his name from Jerry with a G to Jerry with a J.
Why did he change it from a G to a J?
Well, his real name is Gerardo, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't want to be Jerry, right? So he changed his name to Jerry with a G. Don't know why. That's my brother.
Oh, does his name actually start with a J?
Well, the English name.
Mm-hmm.
See, now we're getting confusing, but Grande Americano has to change his name. It's a thing, you know.
It just happens.
People don't really look at it. Happens, man.
It happens. All right, now let's talk about Jey Uso.
Jay, another Jay.
Another
right.
Jay. Hey, if you were a Latino, Hispanic speaker, hey Uso. Jey Uso, you jotted down here. You jotted here in the show notes, Jey Uso botch build.
Yes. So I tweeted this out about a month ago, actually, that the WWE needs to stop doing things through just promos and have things through action. And when in that tweet, I was like, what if Jey Uso doesn't believe himself because he has troubles with Ludwig Kaiser, where he can't beat him, he can't put him away. How is he going to put out Gunther? Interesting enough that the WWE took advantage of a botch situation. Who knows? Maybe Jay did that on purpose, but that was a pretty hard landing to do on purpose. With Jey Uso, when he botched though that dive, now there's a new technical to kind of latch onto, right? That Jey Uso is not sure of himself, and it's interesting and it's dangerous thing to do because the IWC love to talk about botches, but Jay botched, and then they purposely botch with the spear, and he botches in the promo saying he's 3-0 against Gunther. 3-0
I don't
against
think that
Gunther.
one was intentional.
I don't know.
Botch that one.
Hey! I'm trying to help me out, man. I'm trying to help out Jay. So yes, that was an awkward thing, but man, I'm all for it, and I think it's going to work because like I said, I wish the WWE does more things through action, and they're doing this through action. Is Jay handling the spotlight? No, but why don't we just lean into that? It's like you're a chef, Santi, and you were promised this delicious Wagyu beef, and it the Wagyu beef smells a little funny, smells a little off. But what are you going to do? Cry over spoiled meat? Hell no. You're going to dice that bad boy up and make something delicious. So that's what we're doing here with this Jey Uso situation. They got a little bit of spoiled goods, but by the end of the day, it's going to be quite delicious.
Okay. I do not like the botch angle. It's weird to me because they brought two new angles into this episode of Monday Night Raw. The botch angle and the Jimmy Uso angle. And the Jimmy Uso angle works so much better. Infinitely better than the botch angle.
You're going to tweet out that infamous meme with the boyfriend and the girlfriend?
Yes.
Oh, you should do that.
Yeah, I should. I'm apparently a meme-making machine. I created the Liv Morgan laughing in the Triple H theme.
I game respects game here. I was like, damn it, he's a genius.
I know. And I helped other people go viral because I was like, someone make it, and then somebody made it. Ha 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 ha. Da 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 da. Listen, I don't like this storyline. I don't like WWE.
It's dangerous.
It's very dangerous. I mentioned that I with Denise in our post show that I had already going into this episode forgot about the dumb botch from last week. I moved on, and this show brought it right back into my brain. And I think their intention is to make him look like a sympathetic babyface that's trying to work through this mental block. To me, and again, this is to me, all right, I think it just makes him look dumb. If they wanted to make me believe that Jey Uso is not in his game, that Jey Uso can't get it done, have him lose. That's the epitome. That is the physical manifestation of a wrestler not being able to get it done, not slipping, not tripping over his own feet. That to me doesn't make sense. If you want to tell me the story that Jey Uso is not good enough, you should have had him lose to Ludwig Kaiser. You should have had him lose to A-Town Down Under. That is a story that works. Like, ooh, this guy is losing the matches he should be winning, and he's about to go up against his biggest nemesis, the most dangerous guy he's ever faced at WrestleMania. There's no way he's got a chance. But going with the route of slipping, tripping, botching, I think is really, really dangerous. I don't think for me it's landing as the Jey Uso is the sympathetic babyface that just needs to overcome this. To me, it just makes him look bad. And that to me is not good. It just makes him look goofy. I think for me, it's backfire. My perception of Jey is getting worse. Maybe that's what they're going for, however. Listen, I've had people say, this is realistic. It makes sense. Here's an example of Titus falling and sliding. Here's an example of Mark Sanchez running into the butt of his own offensive lineman. Here's an example of J.R. Smith forgetting how much time was left on the clock in the NBA Finals. See, these botches happen in real life sports. Okay, you know what happened after those botches? You know what didn't happen? I'm so sympathetic for J.R. Smith. Oh, man, I really hope Mark Sanchez really bounces back from this. No, they became forever memes. They became forever stupid. They became a laughing stock. That is not what I want them to do with Jey. I don't think it's going to get to that level of slapstick. I hope it doesn't. But tripping in the spear was damn close to getting to that level of slapstick. Again, I'm going to reiterate this. If they wanted me to buy the Jey Uso is not good enough, have him lose. That's how they should have done it. Not this. This doesn't work for me, brother.
It could be the next step where he starts to lose. I mean, I think the next step is him.
Too late, don't you think?
Not a month.
No? Okay,
we got
all
a
right.
month. I mean, we got time. We have time. I think the next botch would be him slipping on the Uso splash. You know, he goes to the turnbuckle.
Come on, bro, that would be so dumb.
He goes to the turnbuckle and jumps outside the ring. Oops. I'm not locked in. I'm not focused. But like I said, it's a dangerous game. It's a very finesse way of booking because you're going to have to trust that the audience is going to stick around and root for your boy Jey Uso. But the thing is, the sad part at the end of the day is that we are very cynical hive mind of, if you start botching, then automatically you're not a good worker. You're not a good talent. You know, we put on our little WWE talent hat and we go, ooh, this guy's a botcher.
We got Cheeto dust on us.
Yeah,
That guy's not good, right?
Guy's not good.
Same guys that criticize like the unbelievably talented 14-year-old Chinese divers at the Olympics. Terrible front flip. God. Terrible. Look, I want to believe that I have not been following the mold of just hating the Jey Uso storyline. I've been critical of it, and I feel like you and I have been critical of it, but I don't feel like it's out of just blind hate for Jey Uso. We want it to work. We want it to be good, and we just have felt that they haven't done a great job at that from a narrative standpoint. I felt the botch last week. Hey, that happens. I did think it was ill-timed to botch at a time when people already have doubts. That sucks, but I was ready to move on. And I think that now shining a light on this aspect of it, I don't think it's the right call. I don't think it's going to generate the sympathy that I think it's going to generate. I feel that at this point, if their paths are Jey Uso is now incompetent and has forgotten how to wrestle, or the path is protecting family, Jimmy, avenging family. I'd rather see this story. I'd rather see what they're going to do with Jimmy Uso as opposed to Jey Uso forgetting how to breathe. I don't want to see that.
Well, we're forgetting as well is that this is a repeat of Sami Zayn and Gunther from last Mania, where Sami had doubt in himself and he had to turn to Sensei Chad Gable to help him turn it around, right? He needed the Coach Gable, Master Gable, to get it out of him. So is it that Gunther does this to people? What you chuckling about?
I'm laughing at the fact that at Jey Uso having to go to Grande Americano.
But the idea of Gunther, does this what Gunther brings out of the babyface, that he's the ultimate test? He is Mount Everest of the WWE as world champion, and you're gonna have to bring it to the brink, because we did not like it when Gunther was Shy Gunther. We didn't like Shy Gunther at all. So now that he's back to Mount Everest Gunther, it's fascinating to me that I still am in shock that this dangerous mountain of a man who could beat everybody, wrestle everybody, got the taste slapped out of his mouth.
What a slap.
Big Jim. Oh my God.
I rewatched that during the review and Drew, dude, Gunther had to be holding back tears. He was smiling through it. I'm like, bro, you want to cry? Because I would have been crying too.
I have been slapped before that hard. I mean, quick story. We're doing a play, high school, and my character gets slapped in the play. Now, as everything, I was like, lay it in, brother. Like, lay it in, because they wanted a good slap, right? There is like stage slaps and things like that. But in this aspect, our theater director was like, all right, go ahead and hit him, she told her. And it was supposed to be just like a bam, right? And dog, she got into the story and whacked me like as hard as possible. And I started seeing stars. And I think Gunther saw stars, brother, because that was not a working slap. That was not a slap of the thigh and slap type of situation. That was Gunther probably said, yeah, Jay, hit me, lay it in stiff. And Big Jamie, he laid it in stiff. What?
You know what you said.
I didn't say anything. I said a wrestling term, laid in stiff.
You know what you're doing.
Laid that
you're
baiting.
You're baiting here.
That big old Jim down, brother. You know what I mean?
You're masterfully baiting right now.
Big Jimbo coming on down, right on the slap of the face, baby. Right on the cheeks, clapping cheeks. What am I saying anything?
That'd be such a funny tweet after that. Wow, Big Jim really clapped Gunther's cheeks.
He did. He did. I've never seen a grown man slap so hard before in my life, brother. And I thought that hallway made that thing amplified.
Dying at the Jim clapped Gunther's cheeks.
Why don't you do it? See, like I could tweet these things out, but I have a rep to protect. But at the same time, I won't be able to burn as much as you can. Like you could have a big forest fire with your.
Should I tweet right now? Absolutely clapped his cheeks.
Do it.
Okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna find the slap, and then you guys on the Patreon, when you listen to this today, you'll know that this happened during the podcast, and you can reply.
Oh my god, it's my favorite thing to do is like have a random tweet go out during a podcast. But yeah, dude, like it's wild to think when you're looking down that moment, that segment is again the WWE stepping themselves in the foot by introducing a better character to the play. And that character is Big Jimbo, Jimmy Uso, who could deliver very, very intense, dramatic promos. But I began to ponder this, Santiago. I told myself, is it that Big Jim is stepping up to the plate because the spotlight's not on him? Like there's no that big of a responsibility for him to deliver a world-class championship promo or segment or match because he's just a secondary character and he could kind of just do what he does best, because Jim is proving to the world that he does deserve some kind of play. And I am hoping that he is not being sidelined from his own quest to help out. You the smile on your face.
I tweeted
it. I'm hoping that Jim is not taking a side quest for his brother when he was on his way to challenge LA Knight for the U.S. title. But I push back on that by saying that having Jimmy with Jay, in this instance, reuniting the Usos for A-Town Down Under in Glasgow, was a way to remind the world how big Jimbo is, Big Jim, and to elevate him to the status where he can compete for the United States title, and reminding us that he can be a player at that level too. Any results of the tweets that you've seen so far?
I think it might have gotten shadow banned. I think so, because of the language I use.
What did you say?
I just said clap cheeks. Normally I'd have way more engagement by now, so we're gonna delete it.
No, give it time, brother. Look what someone said.
What did they say?
There's a Triple H thing. He did what? Let it breathe.
Okay, fine. I'm gonna let it breathe.
Let it breathe.
Fine, I'll let it breathe. But I think it got shadow banned.
No, it's getting there. It's getting there. We got more
fanning the flame. Fanning the flame.
It'll get there. It will get there.
I do think Jimmy's still going to go after the United States Championship at WrestleMania.
Yes.
I think the setup here, and I've said this before, I think what WWE wants is the Jimmy and Jay celebration with both of them being singles champions. I really like Jimmy's promo with LA Knight, even though he called it the U.S. Tag Team Championships. Like, I love when he said, I'm desperate. I believe that. I bought into that. Jimmy is so underrated. Like, I really believe that. Like from a character perspective and his promos, I think he's better than Jey in my opinion. But
Yes, he is.
I also think that maybe he's just allowed to have more range than Jey. That
Yep.
could also be it. Jey has a thing, a shtick that works. Jimmy doesn't have a shtick that works. He's experimenting, right?
Jimmy's not selling shirts. He's
Right.
not selling merch.
So I don't necessarily want to say that Jimmy's inherently just better than Jey. I just think that he is allowed to be better than Jey on the mic.
But man, together, oh, they're so good in the ring together. The Ali Uso.
Oh, so good, man.
Great call, Pat.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was beautiful. The Ali Uso.
That was a great call. The Ali Uso, great call from Pat McAfee there, which I don't mind. Like, people want to pitchfork Pat McAfee so quickly, but Pat McAfee is, if I was looking at the pecking order, it's not Pat McAfee that I'm more looking at Joe Tessitore more than anything, because Joe, I think it's a clashing of the styles here that he hasn't yet to adjust to the WWE style. I thought he's definitely plateau. And some people think I'm harsh on Joe, but I care about commentary because that's my realm, Santi. That is my realm. But Jimmy, I think he's going to have a good shot at Mania for the United States title. But while we pivot, can we talk about what the WWE did for me, Santi? You know what they did for your boy. They put two of my boys in the ring together. We're going to have a match between LA Knight, yeah, and Big Braun Strowman. Yeah, that's right. They put the monster amongst men, Braun Strowman, and my LA Knight Glazer right in the same ring together. When I saw them in that segment together on SmackDown, I went, this is for me. Yes, I'm that egotistical. I thought it was for me, and I popped. And what can I say, Santi? We are bringing the Braun Strowman fans. We are rising up together, and we are putting Braun Strowman back into that spotlight with, I'm Braun Strowman. And I'm telling you, I'm going to lose my mind when he goes, you know why? Because I'm Braun Strowman. And I'm going to lose it. You know what I'm saying? That's for us. That's for us.
We brought that. Well, you brought it to life. And I'm helping spread it. That's what I'm doing.
Yes.
I'm your patient zero. You know,
Yes.
you've infected me, and now I'm spreading the good word of Braun Strowman, even if I can't do a good impression.
No, it's so good. And I think it's going to work. And it's interesting to see this clashing of styles. I know that's not going to be a match because it seems like every IC mid-card title match, whether for the men and women, just ends up in DQ anyway. Someone comes in and interferes, as we saw with Penta and Braun Breaker. But LA Knight, Braun Strowman, going to be a fun match. I think LA Knight's going to look great in that match because Braun Strowman could beat him up for a bit. And I'm enjoying this Braun Strowman. I don't know why. And maybe it's just because of this dumb excitement. Yes, that's what I mean. I think I go, ooh, it's Braun Strowman. So, because he's not being booked any differently. Like, right? He's not being booked any differently. He's not being, like, overly pushed. He's still losing in some aspect. He's just now Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman.
I think your excitement does come from the meme. I really think so.
Yes.
I think that's the case. I do think it's kind of curious that how do I say this? Out of both men's mid-card titles, if there was one that I thought was going to have a token multi-person ladder match because they couldn't come up with a good single story for it, was the U.S. Championship. And I thought that the IC title would be the one where they would create a more intimate one-on-one storyline going into WrestleMania. And yet here we are. The IC title is the one that's likely being set up for a fatal four-way. And I don't think that they would do the same thing for the U.S. title. Like, that many multi-man matches, I don't think is the play for WrestleMania unless they're really that desperate at getting everyone on the card this year.
True. I mean, they have been doing limited matches for PLEs, so why not make it multi-WrestleMania madness all around? Hey, man, at least the LA Knight is having new challengers. He's having some segments backstage, which I'm really enjoying. I'm sorry I derailed our train here to bring up my love for LA Knight.
Yeah, keep going.
And now Braun Strowman is part of the Glaze Factory. Braun Strowman is that new section that we just opened up that we're hoping to keep going. Karrion Kross is still around. Crazy thing that he did with a Chris Bay benefit.
Awesome.
Did you see that match?
Really, really
Fun.
cool.
Really awesome. Almost blew out his knees, but
that
good
was so
move.
scary. That was so scary. I don't think we can accurately explain the spot. You just need to go watch it.
You need to go watch it. What was that name again? The Nightmare Pendulum? Is that what it's called?
I don't know what it's called, but basically, think about it like he was landing
like a flatliner. It's like a suplex into a flatline.
Yeah, think like just to keep it really simple, think like he's about to land on a rock bottom, but
yes,
he
lands like a C.
Yeah. He lands like he's doing a slide to the corner soccer goal celebration.
Yeah,
which looks so painful.
So painful. Good thing he's a limbered man. But yeah, I'm thinking like the mid card's doing good, and the Glaze factory is at all time high, dude. We're getting a little bit of variety in the Glaze. We're not cornered and we're not held down by some aging WWE legend named John Cena.
Why? Why are you like this? First of all, LA Knight's like 2 years younger than him. Shut up. I'm going to confirm that right now. What is the age difference between LA Knight and John Cena? I think it's less than 5 years.
For you, just because he denied your little babyface handshake, you're going to hold it against LA Knight for his age or ageism?
You literally brought it up. You're the one who brought up age. Yeah, they're 5 years apart. They're 5 years apart.
That's the world. That's a whole generation, brother. That's from being called Unk to not being called.
That's true, actually. To be fair. But like, if you're in your 40s, you're just in your 40s. You're all unks. You're all unks.
But what a good little thing that we got. A little surprise for Mania, I would say. The Braun Strowman experiment.
Let me pull up the WrestleMania match card. Do you want to just do a quick little pit stop conversation on what it looks like at the moment and what else could be added or what you're expecting to be added? So if we're looking at the WrestleMania 41 match card, there's some matches that obviously we already know are confirmed and have been confirmed for a long time, like Jey Uso versus Gunther. We now have, of course, Cody Rhodes versus John Cena, Tiffany Stratton, Charlotte Flair, Io Sky, or Rhea Ripley versus Bianca Belair. We'll talk more about that. Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens is confirmed. And then Roman Reigns versus CM Punk versus Seth Rollins is confirmed. That is 6 matches. Last year's WrestleMania, for context, if I'm remembering off the top of my head, but I'll confirm, I believe had 15. I think it was 7 and 8 in each individual night. So there are, in theory, still room for 9 to 10 potential matches to be added here. And we are about 3 and a bit weeks out away from WrestleMania. Do you think that they are maybe waiting a little too long to pull the trigger on announcing a few of these matches? Because that was, Sancho, one of the reasons why Sami Zayn versus Gunther was so ill-received in the lead-up, because it was so quick, no build-up, and they didn't have a chance to do a build-up because of the lack of time. Do we see ourselves maybe falling into that trap hole? However, there are matches that are being built that haven't been confirmed, like Jade versus Naomi, for example, whatever's going on with the Intercontinental Championship. Logan Paul, AJ Styles is presumed that's being built. So I just kind of want to get your 3 weeks out thoughts on how this build is going.
I think for the amount of time that we have, I don't think it feels like we're getting things built properly. I feel more than ever with Netflix should be, I know we're always at 2 hours and a half now. My theory behind that is that the WWE is finding ways to shave off time being in that arena. Rather than being there for 3 hours and 30 minutes, they're there for just 3 hours. So that's why they have dark matches to fill out that last 30 minutes. So that's what my gut tells me, is they're trying to shave time there. But I feel like SmackDown's time is not being utilized properly either. Right? There's like so much time for the entire SmackDown roster to build more up for even the women's United States title. I know we're probably getting Selena and Chelsea, maybe another multi-woman match for that United States title. But it just feels like, to me, being a month out, we should have more clarity going forward. And even the more clarity that I feel is the missing piece of The Rock, right? That's another thing that we're missing that we need to cover within the month. The CM Punk Paul Heyman favor thing is something that we need to cover before we get to the point, because we know that if those stories are still developing, the rest of the card is not getting absolutely zero time. Last year, we were on the road to Mania, brother, and if it was not Bloodline related or Cody finishing story, you weren't going to be seen on TV until like the back end of that show, for every show. And that was when we had less time for SmackDown.
And then there's also big names that are just kind of questionably missing, and maybe calling them big names might be a stretch, but then there's, like what are we doing with Liv Morgan? What are we doing with Andrade, for example? Is this somebody that's going to miss the card? Roxanne Perez, who is such a big part of WWE's main roster and NXT here over the last couple of months. They made her break the record for the Women's Royal Rumble, Iron Woman. Great showing in the Elimination Chamber. All of a sudden, she's gone. She's missing. So it does feel, and I'm going to predict this, that when we get closer to WrestleMania, one of the big complaints that the IWC will have about this WrestleMania is that the undercard will feel undercooked. The undercard will go in with very little narrative, with very little build, and we're just gonna have to accept that because much of the undercard has not been getting the build that you would expect at this point of the year.
Do you think that the WWE's lack of big cards for the year or two has hurt them to this point that they don't have that many, both cards of nights of WrestleMania night 1 and night 2 feel low? Would you feel justified going to a night 1 Mania where you spend thousands and thousands of dollars for 5 matches?
If you're only buying, first of all, I do believe if you're only buying one ticket one night of Mania, you're doing it wrong. And you should just be getting a 2-day ticket. Obviously, that's a stretch to tell people because of how expensive those 2-day tickets are.
Right.
They're ridiculously expensive. But if my experience was only going to a night 1 of WrestleMania, or just even one singular night, the thousands of dollars that they're asking for, I don't think it's worth it.
So what I mean is, I feel like if Triple H maybe had a choice this year, he would probably want one night. Because imagine if all that was one night. We'd be like, ooh, already the night's stacked. We got craziness. We have the CM Punk match. We got Cody. We have the women's title. We would dude, that'd be a banger Mania already on our own.
Yeah.
But because we got to split it into 2 nights, now we're talking about a lot of undercooked goods having to fill the role here. Whereas before we would get 8 to 9 matches on a card with a pre-show match to be able to, get everything going. But I don't know, man. I feel like I've always said that I wanted more matches on a card, and I feel like the 2 nights Mania, 2 nights SummerSlam is proving to be difficult to build up properly for every match. Mm-hmm. Every match is not getting that TLC that you would typically get on a secondary PLE, on the Backlash and all those things. Every those 4 to 5 matches, they got enough care to be able to justify the PLE match. But the big 4, it feels like it's becoming a problem for them to fill out the entire card because it's hard to build to 16 matches essentially. Yep.
So it's a problem that to me is clear as day as we talk about it, as you talk about the number of matches on B tier PLEs, etc. Right? When we look at a Backlash, a King of the Ring, whatever it might be, those are shows that have 5 matches, usually tops. Maybe 6, but I think 5 is kind of just the norm and the average, right? The reason why usually there's only 5 is because of the bottleneck that is the amount of time that they have on TV to build other matches and other feuds. Mm-hmm. And they end up supplementing that problem by having those undercard matches being displayed on Raw and SmackDown instead, right? Mm-hmm. So basically what we have is WWE in a PLE cycle only having enough time to build 5 PLE-worthy matches. That's usually what the case is. But now the time frame hasn't changed. It's still a PLE cycle, but now it's a PLE cycle where they're having to build 15, 16 PLE-worthy matches, and that's just not possible. It's not possible to give all of these matches the same time to cook, the same time in the oven, the same time to get the amount of tender love and care to feel like PLE matches. And that's where I think the undercard is going to suffer from WrestleMania, where it is going to feel like we are throwing matches together for the sake of filling out 2 nights, for the sake of getting people on the card, and we're going to have to sacrifice storytelling in order to be able to get this match across the finish line and get it to WrestleMania.
Well, that's where I'm gonna plant my flag here is that if they would have put more matches on Royal Rumble, for example, we had at least that tag team match that at least was able to catapult that SmackDown tag team division into a whirling like storm because it had that nice launch point. We should have had an IC title match for the women at Royal Rumble. We should have had a Braun Breaker in an IC title match, just to be able to build off of something, a building block for the feud to Mania, and even at Chamber, because without it, we get nothing. And I know you could say, well, Sancho, they competed in the Royal Rumble. I said this before. There's been plenty of times in history where they had double duty, but the matches from Royal Rumble or the feuds from Royal Rumble, the feuds from Chamber have yet to be gaslit. We haven't started those, and we're waiting. We're on the waiting block for that. And because of the feuds that are established at Rumble and even at Chamber, they haven't started yet. All the ones that are underneath that, they're gonna have to wait too. So it's like it's a logjam. You said a bottleneck. Yeah, we're in a logjam situation, man. And the sad thing is, when the top of the card is waiting for the Rocks and the Cenas and those of the world, the part-timers, until they show up, we can't move.
Well, let's talk about some of these other feuds. I have a thought piece on the women's triple threat match build. I've been digging this build. I love the star power. I love the
Santi's
thought piece. I love the star power in this match. I love all three women that are in this match. I like all three women's motivations. I'm Io Sky, I'm the champion, and I want to prove that I'm better than both of you. I'm Bianca Belair. I won the Elimination Chamber. I'm Rhea Ripley. That's a good enough motivation right there, right? I'm always on top. I'm always on top, whatever it might be. I get my rematch clause, which, by the way, has magically come back.
Doesn't she sound like Drew?
A little bit, yeah, a little bit.
Right?
A little bit. It's got a little bit of that whiny, demanding tone. A little bit of McIntyreism. I feel like this is a storyline that, there's the rumors that Triple H has burner accounts and reads things on Twitter, and some people believe that he uses this to impact storylines. Again, this is one of those conspiracy theories. My headcanon here is that Triple H has overthought this storyline and read too much of the IWC's dumbass comments that Rhea Ripley should not be added to this triple threat match. Of course she should be added to this triple threat match. It would make the triple threat match so much bigger, so much better, and it would create more offshoot catalyst feuds between Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair somewhere down the line, or Bianca and Io, or Io and Bianca. Absolutely, if you have half a brain, you should just be agreeing. Rhea Ripley should just be added to this match. But I think in the gibbering and talking amongst the IWC, they have somehow convinced Triple H that he has to do it in a logical way because he can't just add Rhea Ripley to the match. And my argument is that in the attempt to be logical in adding Rhea Ripley to this match, they've now become illogical. It should have just been, you two treat me like trash. You think I'm not as good as you? Bring me both of you. Io Sky is the champion. She gets to make the call. This is when your rematch clause happens at WrestleMania. What does that do? Makes Io Sky look like a fighting champion. It makes Rhea look like a manipulative person that manipulated Io into giving her this WrestleMania moment. And it honestly kind of creates sympathy for Bianca Belair, who earned a singles opportunity. That's all you should have done. But that might have been too illogical. You should find a reason for Bianca Belair to get to the WrestleMania match. And the reason they found is Rhea. The reason they found is illogical, which is now we're going to have a match between Rhea Ripley and Io Sky before WrestleMania where the winner goes to WrestleMania, but we're going to make Bianca Belair the special guest referee. Okay, so we're going to make the person who Rhea Ripley is blaming for being the whole reason why she lost the match and isn't going to WrestleMania the special guest referee. That very same person says, I don't know how to be a special guest referee, and then the manager says, you'll figure it out. In what world does it make sense for the manager to say, yeah, this big marquee women's match from my brand Monday Night Raw, I'm going to put it in the hands of somebody that doesn't know how to be a ref and has literally told me they don't know how to be a ref. In their attempt to be logical, they have now become illogical. Just add Rhea to the match. Don't overthink this, brother. It's funny I say don't overthink this as I'm overthinking it. I see the irony here, but I present that to you. I think they're trying a little bit too much here. to be fair, I prefer them being different over just another weekly pull apart brawl that we've been doing every single episode of Raw and SmackDown. I think
do it again. Hit that stinger splash. Here we go. Oh no. And Santi, he has been. Oh, here he goes. Oh God, a stinger splash. Get these guys. Get the referees out of here.
They're doing too much. They're trying too hard to try and make it make sense to get Rhea into WrestleMania when she should just freaking at her, dude. Just do it. That's all. It's really not a big deal when you think about it. It's really not.
The big deal is that it's making the biggest deal is two biggest deals is making your women look dumb and illogical, right? Especially Rhea Ripley, and it's giving Bianca Belair to be an opportunity to be booed. Why should Bianca Belair be pie facing Io Sky? And when the people of Glasgow boo Bianca, like, no, that's not the result that you want. Bianca should be the ultimate face in this situation. Should be that virtue, and it should be face versus face. But now what are they going to do? If it's a triple threat, again, it's impossible to boo Rhea unless they give the crowd an opportunity to boo her. She was being cheered for signing her name. It's a very stone cold thing to do, to just blatantly disregard the rules of the GM and the contract and I'm going to put my name down. And that's what she did. But what the WWE should try to find a way is make Rhea the bad guy here, make her the heel. And I don't know if they have the huevos to do it, my friend, as Grande Americano would say. I don't think they have the huevos to do it because they're afraid to cut that off to make her a heel again. But I still stand behind it that she should join the Hollywood faction. But it's clear to me that John Cena and The Rock and Travis Scott are not a faction, really, because they're not really building up to that. But it would have been sick if Rhea Ripley said, if she joined The Rock and did this way and got her way and politicked her way into the match, which, again, Santi, a very illogical road, right? For Rhea to join The Rock to get to this point to manipulate Paul Heyman, da-da-da-da-da. But it would have been a reason to boo her to that she did this to both Io and Bianca. I think it's just a more matter of, you ever play video games and you have like all these characters and you don't know who to put in the fight and you're just like, I have too many great people, and I think that's what it is. Why not put, like, it's okay for Rhea to sit on the sidelines, right, for a Mania. I mean, Bianca's done it before, but it's clear to me that WWE doesn't want to do that. Like, they realize, we can't do that. We can't have Rhea sit out this Mania because it's the big one in Vegas.
Yeah, and if they realize that they can't have Rhea sit out, just at her, bro. Like, you don't overdo this. I question the decision to have Bianca Belair as special guest referee. I feel like if you're trying to get her booed, this is a good way to do it. And
right, exactly.
I don't think that's their intention. That's the thing. I don't think the intention is to make Bianca a heel here.
Do you have something on that cord, like a plate? Because I hear the buzzing is louder when you're stuffing your face full of those eggs and protein.
It's probably noise that's only coming in through you, not for the viewers. God.
It is annoying, and how dare you do this to me? You're making me look fool out here, my guy. But hey, is it going to be main event night one? I doubt it now, because it's kind of like the build's weird. It's not a clear build unless something wild happens in that match with special guest referee Bianca. I think what happens. Is this a safe place?
It's always a safe place, yeah.
Put on your aluminum hat, brothers. This is what's going to go down here. So Bianca's going to do her best to call it down the middle. I always love it when the face does that, right? I'm going to do my best. And guess who's going to interfere from not letting Bianca do her job correctly? Who's going to be the wrench thrown into the pile? Naomi, yes. Naomi's going to stop Bianca from being the proper referee because the referee's not there to count when Rhea hit the riptide. That's going to make Rhea give that opportunity to say, hey, I have the champion pin. 1, 2, 3. Adam Pearce put me in this match. And that was where it's going to all go down. Because does Io owe Rhea a favor? I think so. Because didn't Rhea do her the solid by giving her a match after Chamber?
No, remember? Because that was she cost Io. Yeah, she cost Io the match to get to Chamber.
So, right, that's what I'm saying. She felt bad.
Yeah, that's not a favor. That's an apology. That's
well, okay. So the same thing's gonna happen with Io She's gonna say, "I feel bad that you got screwed over by Bianca not doing the 1, 2, 3, and you had me pinned fair."
Oh, after the match. Okay,
yeah. And then I'm gonna go in, and and it's Io that's gonna do it. Like, you did me the favor, I'm gonna do you the favor, and I'm gonna put you. That's gonna keep Io, Rhea, and Bianca looking good. Bianca gets beat up by Naomi. She was trying to do the right thing, so she doesn't get booed. Cheering all around. Bam, 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 bam. Thank you. I fixed it, Triple H. I fixed your problem. That's why they call me. That's why they call me the fixer.
The fixer upper. Naomi's stuff is going well so far. This is a storyline that I'm very, very much invested in. We talked about how weird it is to see heel John Cena. I mean, it's kind of almost equally weird to see. Well, okay, not even close to equal. But heel Naomi is also something that we haven't seen since like 2015.
She's better than John Cena.
Okay, silence. All right, enough. All right, I will get up and leave right now and let you to do this solo podcast. I will not join.
And do secret splash again.
You've been complaining about some of my tech issues. It's probably me freaking diving into my setup. It's probably that. But yeah, let's talk about Naomi and the Jade storyline. Does this need Bianca in the lead up to it, or have we graduated from needing Bianca to help elevate this? Can it just be off of the back of the work of Naomi and Jade Cargill? Because my answer right now is yes. I feel like between now and Mania, inserting Bianca back into this, I don't think it's necessary. I don't think that it'll hurt it, just to clarify. I actually don't think that we need it. I feel like Naomi's the way that Naomi has been introduced the last couple of weeks as a heel has been phenomenal. And I think it's good enough to stand on its own 2 feet and not need Bianca in this.
Well, it is a choice that Naomi walked out there with the caution tape, because that's what Owen Hart used to wear back in the day when he turned heel. I think Naomi's telling the world that watch out, she's here for herself, and she's going to burn fire to everything that was once her, like her friendships along in the WWE. It starts with Jade, and I think, like I talked about earlier, that she's going to interfere in that Bianca thing, and it's just going to continue being a nuisance to her. You can even set up Jade and Bianca as well, because Jade maybe was trying to do the right thing and save Bianca from Naomi. Point is that we need more heels that are not Nia Jax in the women's division. We need heels that are not Chelsea Green, who's more of a weasel. We need a good worker that it could be a little bit more aggressive in the ring, not some like a strongman wrestler, not a Braun Strowman type like in Nia Jax. So I'm all for it, and I think Naomi's great in the ring when she's motivated, like when she has the right tools to work up against it. I think the way she beat down Jade Cargill is like a refreshing side to see a heel actually take action and not just like walk out into the ring and obliterate some child, So I appreciate what Naomi did.
You didn't obliterate a kid. He just stared at him.
You ruined his life forever.
Oh, you're talking about the Belgian kid. Yeah, that Belgian kid's life is ruined.
Ruined.
That kid's life's ruined. Hey, kid. We appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Hey, here's a lollipop. Lollipop with a foam finger. Here's yeet glasses for your troubles.
Here's a yeet foam hand for you, brother. Oh man. Let's talk about Penta, Braun, the Judgment Day. I don't think that there's too much here. I mean, is it a fatal 4-way? Is that what we're presuming here? That they're leading up to WrestleMania?
Oh, how many multi-man matches do you want, dude?
It's not what I want. I'm just
you're like a child booking wrestling in the 2K25 out now.
Hey,
we're not sponsored by them.
They're not sponsored by them. I'm just pointing out what I'm seeing, brother. I'm just pointing out what I'm seeing. I'm just showing you the plate that's been filled by Triple H. This is his cooking.
Oh, buffet style. Did you ever make a regret eating buffets and you're like, oh, I should not be here? Like, you grab the buffet plate and you're like, oh, this is cool. I got all these fixings. And then you eat it and it's like cold and like soggy. Yeah. And you're like, oh, I spent $40 on this plate.
I've realized that that's pretty common in like, especially like hotel buffets. I've realized that they're almost always disappointing. Now a good Chinese buffet. Ooh. Every
Goes a long way.
it always lands. Chinese buffets always land for me. But it's I think more traditional American food buffets can be hit or miss.
Agree, and this is what this is going to be, hit or miss, man. You can't have this multi-man for no reason. I think we would be best for business is if they put Braun Breaker versus Finn Balor. Do that again, sure. Have Finn Balor come out as Damian Balor. I don't care. Just something with Finn. And then have Don't look at me like that. This is what I'm served, sir.
Splash you again.
No. This is what I'm served, okay? I'm trying to make something out of this buffet trash that I'm eating here. And then have Penta versus Dom. Or Penta and Dom. You can even do Penta and Ray Phoenix versus Finn and Dom. I don't care. This is what we have here, Santi. Don't look at me. These are the ingredients I have.
You yelled at me for telling you what was on my plate. Now I'm looking at you in disgust.
But you asked me to make you something from this plate, sir, and that's what I have. I'm sorry, dude.
I thought it was gonna end up being Penta versus Braun at Mania, and then Finn versus Dominic at WrestleMania. I thought that's the route that they were gonna go, with the new member of the Judgment Day debuting at WrestleMania during the Finn and Dominic match. That's where I thought things were gonna
Malachi
go.
Black.
Whoever it ended up being, because they've been talking too much about this new member. And Dominic getting the pin or the win because of the new member would be perfect. A great way to fill out a new member of the Judgment Day, make Dom look great, and kick out Finn Balor so he can finally go do something else aside from just being pinned. I felt Penta Braun Breaker happened way too early. Way too early. I would have liked this to be the Mania match. That's what I thought it was going to be.
Second IC title main event that did not deliver. In my eyes.
IC title has main evented Raw more than the World Heavyweight Championship segments in this road to WrestleMania. I don't actually know if that's a fact, but it feels like one, doesn't it?
If you say it like that, I believe you. But I don't. I thought there'd be banger match. I mean, Penta Braun had some banger moments. I think the entire Monday Night Raw last week had a lot of banger moments, like the banger spots. And Penta hitting the Mexican Destroyer was quite something special to see Braun sell it. But I don't know, dude. When Finn came in there with the chair, I'm like,
Yeah, I groaned too, brother. I groaned too. It wasn't just you. This is definitely a safe place. We're both on the same page here, where it was pretty groan-inducing. But hey, Finn Balor fans, listen. You think that this is the return of Finn Balor back to form? It's just for him to get pinned at Mania, brother.
He looks so good though, dude. He's cut. You see how he
looks great. He's looking great too. He's gonna look great getting pinned at WrestleMania. He's gonna look awesome when he's getting pinned.
Do you like how they're trying to retrofit the whole story that it was Vince McMahon that wanted Edge to go over at WrestleMania 39?
Yeah. Do you know like the conspiracy that's going on around that? Why it's come out? Because apparently, and this is again just IWC conspiracy, not me saying that this is a thing, that this came off the back of a lot of internet backlash that Cope won't put people over up in AEW.
Yes.
And that all of a sudden this leaks. Look at how selfless Edge was trying to put over Finn, but it's the evildoer Vince McMahon. Don't hate Cope. Cope tries to put people over. So that's the conspiracy theory, that it was leaked by somebody on Cope's side to get him some good PR. But that's the conspiracy theory. Okay. R.I.P. Matt Pat.
He's not dead. Time out. I don't care how much you would pay me, Santi. I will never, ever take a bump on a spike bat ever in my life.
Oh,
do you understand?
God. That was awful.
Do you understand, sir?
I understand.
I don't want pieces of my flesh being stuck to a metal spike bat ever. And you know what's funny is I saw the debut of that thing in Austin, Texas when they came to town. He pulled that thing monstrosity out. What do you called it? He had some name for it, like Negan, but he pulled it out and he was like, "Oh, she's hungry." And it just looks like a giant toothbrush. That's what it looked like to me. And then when I saw him with it the first time, I was like, this thing looks silly. And then when I saw it again on AEW, and I'm not knocking, look, AEW, there's wrestling for everybody. Like we mentioned, it's a buffet, brother. Sometimes you're going to have some tapioca pudding. Sometimes you can get some flan. Sometimes you get some tortillas. Sometimes you get some jello for dessert. I understand. Do your thing. Do you boo-boo. But when I see a grown man take a suplex on a spiked item and it gets stuck when they're trying to yank it out, good Lord. Like there's different spectrums of this game, right? I'd rather see a grown man slap the hell out of somebody in the hallway. That gets a pop from me versus a groan-inducing "this is scary" moment from AEW. Sometimes, like it gets wild to me that they thought that was going to be a good idea, because I could sense the danger in Jon Moxley's voice when you realize, it's stuck.
Dude, I'd be so scared. Like, what is it stuck on?
I
is
know.
It stuck on like my spine? Is it stuck in a organ? I'd be so scared. I thought I liked, and this is maybe just me becoming like a squeamish person the older that I get. I thought I liked extreme wrestling. And the more extreme matches that we watch on the Patreon Match Club, like Necro Butchers, we watched that Mexican death match between Sami Callihan and Penta. The more I realize I don't like gross violence. I like spots. I'm a spot monkey kind of guy. I like seeing people fall off of things, through things. But when we see skin piercing things, I don't like it. I didn't like that spot. Now, I won't demonize people for liking it. That is a type of wrestling that some people like. And to quote a great philosopher, Sancho, it's just not going to work for me, brother.
I thought you were going to talk about Genie and the Lamp matches that we've been watching in our Patreon.
Those are fun, right? There's nothing going into
I don't know, man. I've seen a guy take a pretty bad power bomb on a stop sign. Like that gets pretty scary too. The thing is wrestling is a like I said, it's a spectacle, and there are times where I like to like, you know what I mean? Like, jump off the cage. And then when I'm like, jump off the cage, and then you shatter your ankle like Bronson Reed, I'm like, oh no,
God.
Don't do that anymore.
Who told them to do that?
How dare? Who did that? But yeah, it's a thing that I think I'm hoping that I'm hoping wrestling fans around the world respect some of the people. Like, oh, that's what you like. Well,
that's where I land. I was like, that's cool if you like that. And it got AEW a ton of buzz. All I'm saying, and I'm not saying that this is bad, this isn't wrestling. You'll never hear me say that. I'll just say, oh, I didn't like that. That's me. That's where I land. I didn't like that.
Can you imagine, as a reactor, a content clipper, you're just like, oh, damn, that was a really good clip.
Yeah, I just get hit with copyright, though.
Dude, you get hit with everything underneath the sun, like harmful behavior on TikTok, all that kind of crazy stuff. But
with that one,
brutal. Yeah, it was funny because The Rock, Cody, that one got hit too, because The Rock was hitting Cody with like trash cans and stuff and belts. But it is fascinating though, the level of violence, because if you look at CM Punk and Drew, that had violence, that had blood. Kevin Owens and Sami was supposed to have blood apparently. And now we're here with AEW in that spot. I mean, you have to look at it like Edge has been choked, or Cope has been choked out repeatedly by the Death Riders, and Jon Moxley. It would make sense for him to throw his opponent that he's been dealing with for the entire time on a spike bat. But that should end the match, dude. I can't believe they kept going like dude, I thought AEW could find the level of ceiling, but they just keep pushing the envelope. When Darby jumped off that and landed on that paint, the glass, the frosted real glass, I thought that was the pinnacle. Or wait, didn't they light someone? Yes, they lit someone on fire as well. I thought that was the pinnacle.
That person won. The person that got lit on fire won. I remember.
Well, the person that landed on the spike bat won here too,
That's
brother.
True. Oh God.
It's a fun nature, dude. It's a fun dip into it. Back in the Attitude Era days, there was crazier wrestling that was not even like the Attitude Era. WWE was trying to chase that backyard wrestling vibe. They were trying to chase the ECWs, the Juggalo wrestling, right? They were really going that far in, but I don't think WWE's gonna touch anything remotely as close as this. They're like, oh, cool. I remember you had the match with Kyle Fletcher and Will Ospreay, and then immediately you had CM Punk and Seth Rollins in the cage, right in the Garden. And I was like, the cage match the night before, Will Ospreay and Kyle Fletcher, is gonna be 1,000 times better, because CM Punk and Seth are not gonna do anything close to that. But the storytelling in that CM Punk and Seth Rollins was fun. So it's just a different of styles, different of blue face.
But like me personally, like I was so down for Kyle Fletcher versus Will Ospreay. I'm like, okay, that's the level of extreme that I like. I like I said, I'm a spot monkey. That's what I like to see. So I'm still down for like violent, extreme,
Yeah.
crazy spots that are over the top. That one, when it looked like he might have punctured his freaking lung, I'm good. I'll pass.
I know what you want. You want Rey Mysterio inside of a cage with a spot bike.
What is that theme song? Was that the Saw theme?
Saw, yeah, when it gets intense.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, you're not doing it right, but
I want to play a game.
instead of Billy the Puppet, it's Rey Mysterio.
On
a tricycle. Oh man. I wonder what Eddie would think of all of this.
That's in Fortnite. You know that, right? Jigsaw.
Oh, I thought you were saying Rey Mysterio on a tricycle.
Dude, I really do believe Fortnite and WWE are gonna do business soon. They already sponsored right around the corner, dude. Are you gonna play? Are you gonna play with me if they added Roman Reigns? They already added John Cena, and you didn't buy John Cena's skin. What's wrong with you?
It's just skins. It's the same game. It's running.
John Cena in Fortnite, and he has like everything. Like you didn't buy it.
I didn't play it. So no.
Who cares? Did you buy the COD skins with Ria and Cody and Ray?
No.
You buy the Fall Guy skins with Kofi?
Those I did buy.
Xavier?
The Asuka, Undertaker, those I bought. Because I play the game. So, yeah.
You have no realm or footing in this world to talk about me playing Fortnite if you sat there and playing Fall Guys. Okay?
Fall Guys is so much better, but all right.
You suck at Fall Guys. You suck at it. When's the last time you got a crown win, big guy?
It's been a while.
Exactly.
It's been a
while. You out here making fun of Finn Balor. Look at you. Fall Guys bum Santiago out here. Look at you. We go back to your Wii Wednesdays and do your little Just Dancing.
Those streams do well. All right. Those streams do really well.
You're like, baby, I'm a fire. Where you sit there like that meme with that girl crying and dancing, like Luna Snow on the point. That's you. That's you. You go ahead and shun yourself to the Fall Guys. Get out of here.
CM Punk's favor.
Let's see. Santi gets roasted by. Just doing.
Are you adding the for timestamps?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Times.
The CM Punk favor looks like it's coming back. They did another one of these kind of promos where like last week they had Seth Rollins hype up SmackDown. They had CM Punk go out there do the same thing, but at least we had a little bit more substance this time around with CM Punk bringing the favor back into the fold, where he mentioned, that he's got a match at WrestleMania, but it's not the thing that he wanted, that he's been trying to chase the thing that he wanted, and he tried to get it by going to the Royal Rumble and winning that and going to Elimination Chamber and winning that to get the thing that he wanted, but he's not able to get what he wanted. So maybe on Friday, he'll find a way to get the thing that he wants. Yeah, I'm assuming it's just the main event. It's just getting this match to close night one. Or is it going to be winner goes on to face Cody and Cena?
Can we rank these favors? So what would be the dumbest one? Would be just the main event, right? That's kind of low. Like it's a low-hanging fruit.
I would think it would just be low-hanging fruit. You're right, because it would be just it already has the star power to main event on its own.
Right. So what if the favor is, where does this favor rank? Paul Heyman joining CM Punk.
That might be number one. That might be the number one.
Okay, because he said now. Remember, he's like, I have time to do the favor, and Paul looked at him and said, "Now you want to do this now?" Is the favor of number one contender for SummerSlam? Where's that rank? The winner of the CM Punk
below the Paul Heyman joining CM Punk.
Match at Mania Night 2 for the triple threat Cena and
above
Cody.
The SummerSlam one, below Paul Heyman joining CM Punk. And I only say that because I don't think that Cena and Cody need a third dance partner here.
I don't think this match needs a third dance partner. I feel that the WWE either sees the writing on the wall that they don't have enough time with both CM Punk and Roman, that they have to pull the trigger on this match, because Seth and CM Punk were fine enough for this Mania. I didn't need Roman to be a part of it. I understand why it fits in the pieces, like the pieces make sense, but I feel that there's enough meat on the bone for just CM Punk and Seth. There's enough meat on the bone for CM Punk and Roman. There's enough meat on the bone for Roman and Seth. Why spin it all here? Why cash in now when you could stretch this out to multiple Manias, right? But or multiple major PLEs. But it feels like to me that WWE feels that it has to pull the trigger now, because either they have bigger plans for everybody later, or that they don't have enough time with everybody. Like, realistically, how much does CM Punk have in the tank, right? Realistically, how much does Roman Reigns have in the tank, considering his current schedule? We know Seth can go. Seth can wrestle a lot more too, but he's been banged up recently. He's multiple surgeries. So maybe the WWE felt like it's time now. And sure, the story around it has a lot of questions, like the favor, but I'm just hoping that the favor needs to be in that number 1 to 2, 3 tier that we're talking about. It can't be main event Mania, because clear to me is CM Punk could get that on his own if he wanted to.
Exactly. Yeah, that would be pretty underwhelming. It would be. So that would be the lowest one for sure in the ranking. I would like it to be you become my wise man or what. That would be better. That would be more interesting. Would the stakes be crazy high if the winner goes on to face Cena and Cody Rhodes? Sure. But they would have to really, really accelerate the storyline of interweaving those 3 guys into the narrative of Cody and Cena, and I don't think that you're going to be able to.
I think that the easiest one here is that you just get the number 1 contender at SummerSlam.
Sure. If you want to make it number 1 or Backlash immediately right after, I don't know, whatever it might be, but I fully agree with you.
Louis.
Yeah, whatever, man.
Not exciting as Mexico, you know what I mean? Imagine if we had a Backlash in Mexico City with Grande Americano, dude. The biggest heel in the game, dude, walking into that stadium.
Oh, man, the booze.
And let me tell you something, Grande Americano.
It's the Gulf of Mexico. Oh, man. Should we bring this home?
Yeah, we could bring this home. How we doing? We got everything that we wanted to talk about. Oh, you know what? Who is this guy? Ashton Hall?
Oh, the guy that shoves his face into ice water
with lemon and then drinks the sparkling water and has all the crazy
eats a banana and then will slather the peel on his face.
Yeah. Bro, dude, that's awesome. I wish Austin Theory was a singles heel, because that's Austin Theory there, dude.
This guy, whether he knows it or not, created a fantastic wrestler gimmick. That is such a good gimmick. Somebody should do it. Somebody should.
Can you imagine Austin Theory just sitting there and doing the exact same thing to a T? It's something that Grayson Waller would do now. He would do it tongue in cheek and But if Austin Theory did it with his physique, I mean, it'd be perfect for him. I mean, that's the thing. The sadness about Austin Theory is that his gimmick was basically taken from Logan Paul. Austin Theory had the camera, he's doing the selfies, but that's not who Austin Theory is.
And then Logan did it better.
Because he literally did it better to build in a multi-million-dollar business. But Austin Theory being this influencer guy like this, where he's having these rituals and things of that sort, oh my goodness. I would love it. But this guy, Ashton Hall, he should be a wrestler.
He looks like one.
Looks like one. He's athletic, jacked, and he has this aura about him that just immediately makes you a heel, right?
100%.
He's doing the right thing. He's leaning into it.
He's even got some of that heel delusion where he thinks that oh, look at all these people copying me. I'm a leader. Everyone's just a follower, and everyone in the comments are falling for it, saying they're making fun of you. And he's I'm a leader.
People don't understand that wrestling's everywhere, and you are getting worked by him so beautifully. Worked by this man, because he is gonna use you for all the clicks and retweets and everything. So. But it just bums me out, because it reminded me, I was like, oh man, Austin Theory would have ran 1,000. He would have gone all the way with this, and he would have been a vignette. And there's time, but they have to do the face turn first. But it bums me out, dude. You know what? Pretty Deadly would be a great one to do it too, because they could bring out the silliness of yes, boy. But it's sad, dude.
They're not jacked enough.
And they're not jacked enough, 100%.
Yeah.
Austin Theory is the only one that I can think of that is jacked enough to do this. If it was a heel AJ Styles, that'd be hilarious. Because AJ Styles does the cold plunge. So that could be a little bit of that too. Would you do a cold plunge?
I've done one. I don't get the hype.
You done one?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? How many? 30 degrees? What's Celsius? What's Celsius?
I don't remember. It was at a gym that had a cold plunge machine.
Oh, it's a machine. That's not
Yeah.
the same. That's not the same.
It's plunge into the cold water. It's exactly what it is.
Yeah, but it's just you said it's a machine. It's not like a bucket outside. In
Well,
the
okay,
cold
sorry, I didn't set up a
Canada.
friggin' outhouse to do a cold plunge, brother.
You didn't record yourself giving me some inspirational thoughts as you froze yourself to death.
4 a.m. Give myself hypothermia, then journal my day as I'm dying from hypothermia.
I'm surprised you didn't do an Ashton Hall type of spoof with your little Cena wristbands.
Oh man.
4:10 a.m. spin the belt. 4:12 a.m. stop. Yes, it is all there for you. But yeah, that guy should be a wrestler, dude. It is written in the stars. And I think that, you know what? I think the WWE is going, wait a minute. Oh, sign him to NIL? No,
I don't think so.
You
I
don't
don't think he's a
the
college
WWE
athlete.
You don't think the WWE would go like, what does he look like in the ring? There's somebody out there at the WWE that goes,
I mean, maybe. I guess I could see somebody having that eye as well, because he has the look. He has a great look.
Mehaps,
Me lord.
Triple H, me lord, I bring you Ashton Hall. All right.
Hey, if there's anyone that can sympathize and understand a gimmick that involves water bottles, it's Triple H.
Hey.
Right? It took you a second.
No, I was thinking like, why doesn't Triple H spit out got the same water bottle and drank it and do it on his socials? Come on, WWE. We give you Triple H in Grande Americano. We'll give you Triple H in the sparkling water.
Giving it all for free. For $5 early on the Patreon.
Jey Uso coming down the WrestleMania entrance with his Timu Bloodline drink. Come on. Come on. For free.
For free?
For free.
All right. New heat order?
Yes, new heat order. All right, folks, for those of you new to the show, the new heat order apparently is the most popular segment that we have here. On demand, highly wanted, sought after, probably skipped to if I put it on. That's the second thing you took out of your mouth when you're eating omelets.
Piece of meat and I give it to the dog. Hey, sharing is caring. I'm helping my little buddy. Dwayne the Dog Johnson. He needs his protein. Don't worry about how I eat my omelet.
This is the part of the show where we talk about the wrestlers that are doing the excitement, that are getting us all buzzed, jacked up. And this is last week's list. We had John Cena, number 1, number 2, Cody Rhodes, number 3, Penta, number 4, Street Profits, number 5, Io Sky, number 6, Rhea Ripley, number 7, Bianca, number 8, LA Knight, number 9, Drew McIntyre, number 10, Todo Americano, aka Grande Americano. Look at us early on the Grande Americano train. Early. This is evidence. It's a shame that the Street Profits got a new song and they debuted across the sea, because Oofers, only crickets greeted them when they came out. And Zelina Vega. Sucks.
The Zelina Vega one was worse.
Yes.
That was a significantly worse entrance theme.
I know.
Okay, so who is number 1 here? Is it still Cena Cody? I think it is.
I wanted to go Grande.
We didn't talk about the whole triple threat thing, like the segment on SmackDown between Roman, Seth, and Punk. That was big, but I thought it under-delivered. I wish they talked more.
Ended in a brawl.
Another. Do I go again? Another stinger splash?
No, you're going to hurt yourself this time. I think that was my biggest problem, is that it ended in a brawl. And that's what I said in my SmackDown review. And someone called me out and it's like, well, you seem like you don't care. I was like, no, I do care. I said, I don't care about this brawl because I've seen every babyface brawl for the past 3 weeks.
Agreed.
It cheapens that brawl. It's a ipso facto type of thing, brother. You ever catch things like sayings and you don't know what it means? It just sounds right, like ipso facto.
Bet your bottom dollar.
You don't have dollars over there.
Yes, we do.
No, you don't. You have bones, remember? You collect bones. Number 1.
I think it's still Cena. I think it's Cena.
Cody or Cena?
I think it's Cena still.
Of course you do.
What is that supposed to mean?
Oh, I leave that up to you to interpret.
I still got Cena Cody. Do you?
Fine,
I still
fine.
think it's the biggest thing.
I wanted to put Grande Americano at 1. Okay.
No, I think on Grande Americano, I mean, I'll give you 3 for Grande Americano. I'll give you Grande Americano for 3.
Gracias. Not only for this vignette, but for his in-ring was amazing.
Hey, the other thing, I know, again, we're talking about buzz. It doesn't have to be the necessarily good buzz, but people are talking a lot about this Jey Uso thing. I think Jey Uso comes back into the top 10 this time.
I'll put him at 4.
Okay.
I think it,
no. Who else?
I put Jimmy at 4.
Jimmy and then Jey?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I can live with that.
He slapped the mess out of Gunther.
Clapped his cheeks.
Clapped his cheeks, dude. How's that doing? Is it even getting better?
He's getting some traction. I'm glad I kept it up.
It's one of those ones, if you see it, you're like, do I dip my toe into this thread? You know? Do I retweet it? Do I quote it? Because it's a controversial thing to say that another man clapped another man's cheeks, you know, in the WWE. Because he did. He slapped that. And did you think that hurt Gunther? You think that hurt Gunther?
Like I said, man, it looked like Gunther was holding back tears when he was smiling through it. That looked like it hurt like a son of a bitch.
Seen a top heel take a slap like that and not do anything about it immediately.
Yeah.
Do you think he thought he was gonna get slapped that hard? That's why I think it's controversial, because it's your top heel essentially.
Hey man, anyway. he shook it off. He stood tall. He laughed
through pain.
Through the pain, because that looked like he was, like I said, holding back tears. Okay, so we got Jimmy and Jey. Great. Street Profits? No, that was the week before. That wasn't.
No, that was this week.
No, they didn't win the.
No, I know, but they came out and they had a thing.
Yeah, not a thing. No, they're not on here.
Number 6, Penta or Braun Breaker, Finn, Dom.
I'd go Penta and Braun Breaker.
Naomi?
Oh, let's put Naomi on here. Yeah, let's put Naomi on here.
I
kind of want to put Charlotte as well. She completely decimated Tiffany Stratton.
OMI to the glow. You know, more darker.
Oh, it turns into Skrillex.
Yeah, we didn't talk about Charlotte and Tiffany. I brought it up briefly. I feel that Charlotte wasn't playing nice. You know, Tiffany stuck to the script. Charlotte didn't, but that is wrestling, baby. It's wrestling, baby. You gotta go with the flow. And if Tiffany needs to learn that Charlotte's not going to stick to the script, and you have to take it from Charlotte.
And she kept going back to the script. She went back twice to the. All you do is put water on the hottest thing, and she said it twice. I was like, oh god. I actually could see almost a look of like disappointment from Charlotte when she went back to the script and wasn't playing off of her. Yeah,
it is scary to improv off a script, my friend. It takes experience, it takes confidence, it takes trust. And I'm not saying that Tiffy doesn't have that. I think is that she doesn't know she's been given that green light, whereas Charlotte has that green light.
Yeah,
Charlotte can say whatever she wants, and I think that when a wrestler has that green light opportunity, they do flourish. But for Tiffy, she needs to understand that what are they going to do? They can't fire her before Mania. Right? Just go out there and do something.
Hey, man, if they're not wooing, they're booing.
That was pretty dope.
Or booing or wooing, whatever. Whichever way it comes, it was a dope-ass line. Give me Charlotte on here. Honestly, give me Charlotte.
I gave it to you. Number 8, 9, and 10. LA Knights, Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman being number 1 contender.
No, you can't just brute force Braun Strowman on here by doing his voice.
Said, yeah, it's working on you, Jacob Fat 2. Come on, dude. He said Jacob Fat 2.
Damn it, I hate how good you are at saying Jacob Fat 2.
That's what he said. I'm going to go out there and get Jacob Fat 2. And then he goes, yeah. I
mean, if anything, Jacob Fat 2. The little crash out with Solo.
Oh, he kicked over a pizza tub? Come on, brother.
Oh my god. Okay, whatever, fine. What about Liv Morgan beating Jade Cargill to Liv Elisa? You know, she was mad over in Italy. People online are just enamored with Liv Morgan's work.
They're figuring out that Liv Morgan did great work with the belt, and it wasn't just some flash in the pan thing, dude. I'm watching the Royal Rumble reviews. I'm in the women's, and every time Liv Morgan comes on, I'm like, oh my God, it's Liv. And then she gets kicked out 8 seconds. She has not been given a fair share for the longest time. She was stuck in the right squad with a blue tongue, and here she is wrecking shop.
It's a shame that, honestly, seeing this Liv Morgan and how good she is, it goes back to our complaints that we had in the fall of like they aren't letting Liv Morgan do anything aside from just Rhea Ripley. Had they allowed that championship reign to go outside of Rhea Ripley, oh my goodness, it could have been so much better. So much better. Time to play the game.
Did you see people do Roman's laugh?
Yeah, it's not as good.
My favorite one is Solo's laugh.
Yeah, it was good.
RIP Solo Sikoa. He's not dead.
Alongside
Number 9. Matt Pat is not dead. His theory days are done, though. You know what?
If he ain't theorizing, is he even alive?
I wanted to say, he's a smart guy. Smart guy. Number 9.
Contribute here, Sancho. I've said all these names. I've said all these names.
Dragon Lee?
I'll give you Dragon Lee. That was his best showing in a hot minute.
Look great.
How about 10 EO?
I put Dragon Lee at 10.
Oh, okay. All right. Who was 9?
He's still part of LWO. I slow down.
L.
Dude, Penta spammed his emote less. Stupid IWC. How dare you?
You guys you're ruining it. You're ruining it.
You ruined it, dude. That's why he didn't win. He didn't have enough to spam his specials. Couldn't store them up. Just because you and your he's doing Cena too much. Number 9. Lyra?
No.
Raquel?
No.
Io?
I said, Io. Yeah. I thought you shot down Io.
I was gonna put Penta here, but I still think that main event was that great, and him deciding not to join Judgment Day wasn't done that well.
Yeah, let's go Io.
Okay.
Because everyone knows, all listeners know, once we hit the 2-hour mark, I turn into a friggin' pumpkin.
You do. Dong. Oh no, I must go. Wait, I need to know your name. Dong. Oh no. Go back to your dumb little chariot before it turns into a pumpkin. Before you go back to your stepmother, you have to clean the house when you hang out with your dumb mice. Yeah, that's it, right?
Damn.
Yeah, you're dumb, Cinderella. Number 10, Dragon Lee. Number 9, Io Sky. Number 8, Liv Morgan. Number 7, Charlotte Flair. Like, dude, at that point, just say who you are. You're with the prince. He's gonna make you a princess. Jesus. Running away because he's gonna find out that you're number 6, Naomi. Number 5, Jey Uso. Number 4, Jimmy Uso. You know what? Who's the Cinderella of today? Who's turning into a pumpkin? Jey Uso. Jey Uso's a Cinderella. He's turning into a pumpkin right before our eyes. Number 3, Grande Americano. Number 2, Cody Rhodes. You want to notice that you didn't say AJ Francis? Are you scared of AJ Francis? You listed all these different botches, but you did not say AJ Francis. Are you scared of him giving you a down payment? You little wuss. Number 2, Cody Rhodes. Number 1, John Cena.
Just get through the damn list. God damn.
That's the list. I'm sorry. There's probably AJ probably listens to this podcast. AJ, friend, you know I love you, man. You best choke slam in the business, hands down. Probably of all time. I dare I say.
Glazer. Oh my God.
He's best. AJ, I love First Class. By far some of the best. But as you see, Santi here is scared of you, my guy. Scared of you. Didn't want to mention your name when Jey Uso botched. Scared of you.
So are you not? So you go ahead and make fun of his botch.
Never.
You have the floor.
My name's not Michael. Don't turn this on me. Don't keto this on me. Michael Cole is a travesty. He's the worst commentator ever, and he killed AJ Francis' career. It's his fault. AJ never got his comeuppance. Justice for AJ Francis. But if he delivered you a down payment, oh my God, I would put it on a poster right here, dude. I would put it right there, dude. And your back would shatter.
Dead. Done. Well, folks, thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Wrestling is Cool podcast. Special extra bonus thank you goes out to our patrons at the $15 tier, who not only get to join the Discord and be part of our monthly movie night, but also get their names read out here as our producers of the show. So shout outs go out to We Disappointed Papa Cena, We Are Not Worthy. First patron, I Crazy Dude, says W Invincible Finale. Aaron Garcia, Abdullah Kaja, Adam Pacina, Aiden S, Alex Regal, Alex, Alfie Throne, Alan, the Teflon Don, American Nightmare, Cody Lander, Anita Maxwin, Anthony, Antony, Arrogant, Ashley, Asperlitz, Ozzy Kingslayer, Austin Gregory, Authentic Chocolate, Bailey Saunders, BFT, a skull crushing finale but with less steps, Be Hostile, Blast Pass 64, Blue Bot, Bluefish, Bradley Williams, Brady Keaton, Brady McGlynn, Brandon Fribley, Brandon Jalem, Bryce Bird, Bryce Miller, Caleb Hurley, Caleb Williams, Cameron Noel, Cameron Waring, Cameron Talks WWE, Carlos Gonzalez, CB, Cena, Cody, double turn at Mania. Cena could fart and it would blow Santi away. Chase.
You see what Brandon wrote?
BDE.
Yeah, he said, he what?
With the Kermit, yeah.
Yes.
Chase Rose, Chimchars Collectibles, Chris Butner Lucas, Chris Estes, Chris Eric Clark Jr. That he clapped his cheeks tweet is so good. Christian Billick.
I'm glad you didn't delete it, dude. Yeah, I said get off the social edge, brother. Go, leave it up. You know?
CM Drunk, Colby Mayo, Colin Roach, conductor of the Pentatrain, Connor Fitzsimmons, Connor Hoffman, Connor Williamson, Cool Whip Tim, Corey King, Sci-Fi, Dalton Dunbar, Daniel, DanMan38, Danny Gunk, Darren Dunstan. I've confirmed it's Dick Girl 999.
No.
They said in the comments section.
I know
they said it's not Duck,
not Duck Girl. So maybe it's like a deck.
It could be a dock or it could be a deck. You're right.
Yeah,
it might not be Dick. You're right.
There's a lot of vowels in the world, brother.
Right.
Sometimes Y
in some parts of the world, yeah, as well.
Yeah.
It could be Doc Girl, could be Dick, could be Deck. But we know it's not Duck. That she confirmed. Derek Barnhart, Devin Geertz, Diamond Boy, Digi316, D Lopez, Dom Should Win Everything, Drake Hughley, Drew Ashford, Dumsky, Dylan Ariola, Dylan Kana, Eduardo Avila, El Joshi, El Ferreira, Emmanuel Holmes, Aaron Thorne, Everybody Loves Henry Ramon, Extreme Madness 98, Isach is a producer like Eddie. Oh, that Eddie. Fishing with Papa J, Fletcher Walpole, Floating, FMFCMA, Forever Wrestling, Fruitful Vibes, Gamerscape, George Valdez, Gilbert Deans, Goat Man of Cheese, Grayson Swan, Groovy, GXA Man, Heartfelt, Hey Shakes, Holden Tudex, Hoodie Cam, I'm Rick James, bitch, Isaac McFlurry, Isaiah Day, Isaiah Rodriguez, Issa David, It's a Me, No, it's Mista, it's Astro Kid, it's Christian, Jack Gibley, Jackson, Jacob Hype, Jacob Mueller, Jacob Pena, Jacob Staffel, Jaden Davis, Jaden Solomon Jones, Jake Shavoya, Jacob Kufis, James Rambalago, Javier Rodriguez, Jalen Steele, Jay Angel, JC Worley, Jeremiah Finley, Jesse Guerrero, Jahihi, Ahihi, JJ, Joe Velez, Joey Romig, Jolly Green Giant, Jordan Lynch, Josh B, Jose Ceja, Josh Musto, Josh Sutton, Judson Daniels, Juicy J, Juliana Sarfi, Justice, Justin Brooks, Justin Perkins, Justin Rivera, Caden Rivers, Kai Lone Star Jordan, Caleb Martin, Capalot 6894, Kensaku, Kevin Bega, Kuwaiti Rick Boogs, Kyrie Lawrence, LA Night Can Glaze My Factory. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Lauren Baker, Liam Lil Shifu. Did they organize this? Because listen, so it's ladies and gentlemen, my name is, and that's one of the usernames. Then the next person is Lauren Baker, all capitalized. So it seems like somebody organizes like, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Lauren Baker.
Very impressive. Very impressive. One thing I want to point out is I noticed when John Cena, he was going to hit Cody Rhodes because it just came on the timeline. he held the WWE logo upside down, the belt upside down. And what does that mean? It's a sign of distress. It means extreme danger.
It could just mean Miz TV. Maybe that's who's leading all of this. M for Miz.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Lauren Baker.
Lauren Baker got her money's worth in this week's producer readings. Holy Liam, Lil Shifu, Luis Aguilar, Luke Parker.
Demand to get more payment from her.
Yeah, we're gonna need $40 for that one, Lauren. Luke Sika, McDagger, the GOAT. # we want more Sancho analogies. Manly Man, Marnie YCSM, Matthew Dollar, Matthew Oberg, Matthew Watkins, Mossy, Max Dupree, McQueen X, Mackay, Meredith Lee, Michael Purnell, Michael Paz, Michael Vera, Miguel Paredes, Mikey Rada, Mitchell X, Muhammad Albanai. My dad left to go get a Finn Balor singles push. Nathaniel, that's my favorite, bro. That's my favorite username so far. That and Squirt Angle is up there. Nathaniel Stevenson, Nell and Zach, Nicholas Kyle, Nighthawk, Nina Ure, NyQuil Pad, Noah Burden, Obi Novi, Oliver Hammonds, Orion Rodriguez, Osama Awad, P Up, Pat R, Pat McMark, Peter Novak, Pim Caw, Preston Botter, Preston Smith, Frody, Puke 1904, Puppet Spanker Johnson, Reaper God, Ricardo Ramirez, Rick Marr, 1R, Ricky Dutcher, Robert Holder, Robert Rogers, Rock Block CJ, Rocky B, Royce Ruffo, Riley, Ced Vega, Sam Duke, Sancho doesn't get a safe play. Sancho Santi, Saudi Rick Boogs, Scotty Bear 92, Screamo Scott, Semba, Seymour Butts, got me. Shaggy WWE, Shane, Shitstain Nakamura, Simon Scareborn, CO, Sip God, Sir Alberton, Slowtoke Rodriguez, Solo I Love You, Solo Fuck You, Squirt Angle, Stephanie Vucker Lookalike Contest in My Bedroom, Steffi Colby, Stephen Colby, Stucky, Sugar Shane, Super Malachi Galaxy, Taco Bullfish, Tom and Brian, Tanner Cloudis, Taylor Moon, the final fucking boss, the final pebble, the Skeet Prophets. We got a new great name. The Skeet Prophets. Timmy Fitzmaurice, Toasty Boy, Tobias Burnett, Tom Lehman, Trent Head, Tyler Fleece.
Can't wait till we have the Street Profits on our show one day.
Tyler Logan.
Hey, thanks, Skeet Profits.
Tyler McGarry, V Charles, Vegan Penguin, Venom, Vin Diesel is the only one that can beat Cena. Juan Pablo III, where's that referee? The Rock's trying to fuck me. White Mexican, William Newton, William Cecil, WWE Undisputed Dumbass Sir Nightmare, that's a website. I'm not going to read out the website, but let's just say it's the hub. Xavier D. Lewis, Javier Izquierdo, Zach Zmira, Deadshot, Zach Griffin, Zach Hewitt, Zach Butcher, Zay2K, Zergzito, and Lord BB&J. That is the most $15 patrons we've ever had, folks. Thank you so much for supporting me and Sancho and what we do so that we can do what we do as often as we do it. You guys take care. We'll see you guys in the next one. And continue being wonderful people. Goodbye, everybody.
Gracias.